Bear, what are you doing? Hello, Melody. Everything good? Bear, you are a cute butt. Yeah, that'll do it. A bobby pin on her ear? Why? Just to mess with her? Hey, Rash, and yes, it is live. You came in here just in time to hear me baby talk with Bear. Hello, Melody.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm glad I have my speakers up because I only have my headphones, but they're loud enough to where I could hear you.
Okay, because it looks like your camera is a little bit off.
What do you mean?
I don't. Well, it's not timing in at the same portion as you speaking.
Oh,
Me.
that means there's lag.
Okay. Well.
My connection's been a little weird lately because there's really high winds and the power kept going out. And anytime the power goes out, it messes with the internet too for some weird reason.
Okay, because you just like smoked on your cigar just now. Oh, see, and now I just got into the studio, so that's so strange. And that was probably about like 10 seconds later than when you put me in there.
Damn, it's that bad?
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I know, that's weird.
Hopefully it clears up. I don't know where it is, whether it's on my end or what. You seem to be coming through live for me. Although
Okay.
I don't have your video, so I can't really tell. I can't, you know.
Well, so what I'm doing is I've got I'm gonna do, hold on. Okay, so I just recirculated it. So maybe it will be better now. Because I'm on my phone to talk to you, and then I have my laptop up to see the chat. How is Bear doing?
Bear's great. Probably going to be sent back really soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. So so Bear, is it he or she? And so she's like only 6 months old.
Yeah, he is 6 months old, and he really didn't have much of a problem. It's a very minor upper respiratory infection. The only reason they gave him to me is because I was basically calling and being like, "Look, I've asked like twice in the last few weeks, like." It's kitten season. How come you don't have anything? I feel weird not having a foster in my house.
That is
And
so funny. You said kitten season. It's
yeah,
kitten season.
it's kitten
What do you
season.
mean by that?
From April until like November-ish is the time when mother cats tend to be more in heat, and they kittens like usually are pouring out like crazy, and they have a hard time dealing with the problem.
Mm.
So I'm like, how come you don't have anything for me? And I guess they got tired of hearing me whine, so they're like, look, this is not going to be long, but we've got Bear. And I'm like, I'll take him.
I think that's just so fucking cool as shit that they have you to foster these these little kittens. And because and um yeah, I definitely, I do not like the fact that people actually like pay for dogs or cats. Just go to the shelter and get one. And if you don't, if you want like a certain type of a dog or a cat, then you can ask like the shelter to, you can put it like in a request for a certain type, and it's so easy.
Yep. They even work in like conjunction with other counties and stuff. So they're willing that, like, if you need a specific type of animal, like species or whatever, they will go out of their way to find it in their system because they're connected, and they'll like have it shipped from like say an entirely different state.
No
So
way.
yeah,
Even I okay, I did not even know that.
they
What?
work together a lot. It's really awesome. And they
Yeah.
also like they exchange animals that have been there too long. So at the very
Mm-hmm.
least, it gives them an opportunity to at least get a slightly different environment. And it also allows people like if there's certain like adult cats that have been there for like say a year, that don't happen often, but if it does, they send them to another area, and it means there's a better chance that someone's going to be like, oh, I want that cat.
Yeah, that's, I mean, so my daughter, that's, she got her dog Maisie from a shelter, and she had just had pups, and she just sent me like a freaking, She's such a, I don't know. She just sent me like another video of her dog Maisie, and she's just a wonderful person. And or not a person, a dog, but she's just wonderful. I love her. And I just don't understand like why people want to have like cats or dogs that are bred, because a lot of times they are inbred
Mhm. That's true.
and they're stupid,
My
and
brother
then
does it, and I hate it.
and they end up dying prematurely.
Yep. There's a lot of popular breeds that are actually dangerous for the animals, like teacup chihuahuas. They're
Oh, those
uh,
motherfuckers! Oh,
they're
they fucking shake and stuff.
well, their brains are too big for their skull, so they're in pain a lot of the time. Gadwin, I can't. It says devices not connected. I can't add you in unless you have an audio device at the minimum. I don't know what's going on. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
Oh, maybe because I was muted on the studio side or something.
I don't know.
I can't stand chihuahuas.
I can't either.
They're not my thing. I mean, I've always been more of a cat person. I like all animals, but chihuahuas are one of my least favorite.
They're kind of annoying to me.
I mean, nowadays I'd prefer little dogs over big dogs. But if I was like back in the olden days that had a farm and everything, yeah, give me a couple of German Shepherds.
Oh yeah,
German Shepherd.
I like German Shepherds.
German Shepherds. Yeah, they are really smart though, I think.
hmm
They're good guardians.
I like
Hey, Rash.
Huskies. They're my favorite. Those like Alaskan.
They have way too much energy.
That's true.
I've known way too many people that got those thinking, oh, it's cute, it's beautiful, it got blue eyes and everything, and then like after about a couple months of that, of dealing with its like abundance of energy, they're like, no, you got
Well,
to go somewhere else.
That's why I prefer cats in general. Like, of course, there's always exceptions, but in general, cats are more independent, require less constant
Yeah.
attention, and that's what I like about them.
I know. That's what I like too. They're kind of, we're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm more of a just no pets really. I mean, pets are nice and all, but I like it if you don't have to worry about it. Like you can get up and go on vacation for a week or two if you want, and not have to worry about somebody coming to take care of your pet or taking your dog to a place to take care of them. Anything like that. I mean, with pets, you can't leave the house for more than half the day. I mean, without having to have somebody else come and care for them for you.
that's true. With me, it's not a problem because I don't go anywhere.
No, Gads, that is with dogs, but with cats, you can leave the house for more than a day.
Yeah, true. Cats.
They're
I mean, with the
so
litter
much
box.
easier.
That's true, especially if you have one of those feeders that's like gravity. You know what I mean? They like stack up and it allows
Yeah, I was
just
thinking
enough food to come out.
like a little silo, basically.
hmm I need to get one of those.
I would love having cats again if I had one of those litter genies that just scoops the shit out for you and everything. I have a bad gag reflex, and so as soon as I get like a whiff of anything bad smelling, I just start.
I don't have that problem. I've got a pretty strong stomach, but I do have my certain weaknesses. Like I'm weird
I
with
have a
blood.
strong sense of smell. Ugh.
That makes sense. I think probably because I've smoked so much my whole life, like my sense of smell sucks.
Yeah, see, I've been smoking since I was 15. I'm 38.
Damn, so that didn't even affect you.
No, I still can pick up some things that are pretty strong. Now, taste-wise, I don't taste as good as like when I quit smoking. I could taste food and drink much better than after smoking.
Yeah,
Really?
I've been smoking too long as well. I've been smoking like since I was 15,
Yep.
and I'm 45 now. So yeah, so it's been a minute.
It's.
I mean,
I
don't
hate
smoke
thinking
a
about the
lot.
money.
I smoke about like 4 cigarettes a day, so I don't smoke a lot, but yeah.
Oh, some days I smoke over a pack. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! There just went $10.
Oh
Yep.
shit, Gads. No, don't smoke that much. That's not good.
Well, it's not so much that I think about it. It's more of that impulse where you're just kind of watching things or doing something and you don't realize you're doing it.
Yeah. I
That's what
actually end
gets
up
me.
smoking more during the day, like whenever I'm working, than if I'm not working, which is kind of
Social smoker.
yeah. No, well, no, I don't smoke because nobody that I work with even smokes. So it's
Oh
I'm a little
wow.
different. Yeah. So like whenever I was younger, that was like the reason that I started smoking is just because I was so shy, and that was the only reason that was the only way for me to make friends was for me to smoke because I was like,
Yeah.
okay, how am I gonna make friends? Because I was so freaking shy. And so I started just going out to the smoking corner whenever I was in high school, like at 15. And that's how I did it. That was the only way for me to do it.
I have a similar story like that. Mine was we'd go to the skating rink on Friday nights, and the cool kids, I mean, to fit in with them, they're all smoking. I could barely hold a hit in. Like, I had to inhale through my mouth, and then I had to, like, suck air in and only exhale it out through my nose, or I'd just start hacking. But I did it to fit
Yeah,
in.
I know. I mean, that was kind of like the way that I know it sounds like really messed up to most people, but I was really shy. So that was how I made friends was by smoking.
Well, and our time period, too, there wasn't, like, the internet to really do things like you do nowadays. Like back then, we had to all make our own fun. I mean, once you got driver's license, I mean, you were free, man. That was it. You were out on the road. You're at your friends' houses. You were never home again.
Not me. Not me
Yeah.
because I didn't I did not have a car. Um my parents didn't have the money to give me a car whenever I was 16. So I was still like riding on the school bus whenever until I went to college. So I wasn't like you, Gadwin.
I didn't get my license till I was 19, actually, but I rode bike everywhere, so I kind of got out that way.
Well, yeah, my high school was way too far away to ride a
Oh, I
bike.
couldn't ride to school. Like, I literally live so far away that I don't live around any of the kids I went to school with. I had a 45-minute bus ride every day. First on, last off.
Damn.
Okay, but you just said that you had a car at 16.
I
Though.
had friends that had cars, and so like they would stop over. I'd hop in with them. Then we would just run around to other friends' houses and just. I got my. I mean, I had enough friends
No,
that literally had cars and licenses that I didn't have to get one until I was like 19. Until my uncle was like, "Hey, you need to get your license. You need to drive work trucks for me. I can't have you not driving a work truck." So I was like, "Okay."
yeah, me too. So
I mean,
yeah,
I still drove around without driver's license, but I mean, it didn't feel right. I mean, I live in an area where like cops are just non-existent.
so what was your first car?
'83 Ford Mustang GT.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, yeah, it was a bit too much for me because the guy who actually I bought it off of, he raced pro stock. So he took one of his old pro stock engines out of one of his old cars and actually had it in this Mustang when he sold it to me. So it was like a souped up race car, and it had a
Damn.
posi rear end.
That's
And I was a
not
kid
bad.
not knowing shit about driving, and I dropped the clutch and wow, it turns sideways, goes sideways down the road. I'm like, holy shit, man! I'm shaking my legs there
Man,
just on the
I
clutch.
I don't even know how to drive a stick shift, which fucking sucks. I wish that I would have learned.
I can't drive one now, and I'm 39.
I learned because we had work trucks. So you have what's called granny gear. So if you put it in first gear and just let the clutch out, it will just drive. You don't have to give gas. So by having the granny gear, you can learn. And I'd just drive that around the shop lot. So we'd have pipe pals, and I'd just go up and around the pipe pals and load trucks and stuff like that. And that's how I learned.
What is granny gear designed for? Going up
Yeah,
hills in
I
snow or something?
Yeah,
I
like if you're
don't know
starting out with like a
what
heavy
the fuck does
load.
granny gear
Oh,
even
okay.
mean?
Yeah, that's
So
what I
like
was wanting to know.
so like if you're driving like a big truck, like a big diesel truck, you don't even put it in first gear if you actually know how to drive a clutch. You just go straight in second. Second's basically your first gear then. And then you just go through them. So like my diesel truck was a 6-speed, but that's because granny gear's first, which you only use that when you're pulling heavy loads to start out. It regularly you just start out in second and just run through the other 5 gears.
Hmm.
Normally.
So it sounds like it's pretty simple.
Yeah. It's just
So
getting your timing. It's this timing, getting the clutch and disengaging the clutch, changing the gear, putting it in the next gear, and then re-engaging the clutch.
what I did was I tried to drive my daughter's boyfriend's car. That was to try to learn how to do it. This was a long time ago.
I have
So
a
she's
story
like
for you
20
here after this.
and what was this? This is in like 2017. So I was trying to learn how to drive a clutch, and I was driving it around like in a movie theater parking lot, and I had I was so stupid at it, and he had like a really old car. And so after about an hour, he told me to stop and disengage and get out of the car, and they took me home. And yeah, it did not work out well.
The ex-wife wanted me to teach her how to drive a clutch, and I explained that granny gear is pretty simple. Like she saw me driving my truck many a times, and she wanted to learn how to do it. So I was like, all right, you can take it down to the shed. I already had it backed up, and she just had to pull out and drive down to the shed. So she gets in. I'm in the passenger seat. We go down. We're going down the road. She's doing fine. Pull in, and I tell her push the clutch in and hit the brakes. Well, what she do? She lets the clutch out after she pushed it and hits the gas and ran the truck into the 3-point hitch of the tractor. Pushed the tractor out the back of the garage.
Oh my god.
You're an asshole.
Oh my god, no, that's not okay. Shit.
And I was like,
Oh, it's fucking dark.
no, that's no excuse.
Damn.
Goddamn defense is fucking dark.
She's like, I'm done. She never wanted to drive stick again.
I can drive a tractor though, goddammit.
Yeah, she started out driving the John Deere tractor. That's a 4-speed.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I'm already afraid of a clutch because I've never driven one. You pulled some shit like that, I would never go near one again.
Oh man, I was so scared the airbags were gonna go off and all that shit. Because luckily, I don't know if you know what the 3-point hitch is in the back. It's those arms that like stick out of the back of bigger tractors. So luckily, those arms lined right with the bumper, and it didn't go through my grill and smash the radiator. No, there's no brush guard. It's just the bumper. Big old dent in the bumper after that.
Damn.
Well, so and they don't even have cars in the United States that you can get at a rental place that have a clutch or have
Not
a
anymore.
No, they don't. They haven't for I don't know for like how long, but it's been a while.
I
And
know
it's
when
so
they
interesting because like in the UK and in Europe, it's pretty normal for everyone to drive a stick shift
yes, well that used to be called standard actually.
or standard. Yeah, but there's different terms, but
Yeah,
yeah.
manual. Yeah.
Mhm.
Here in America, I mean, manual is actually a special order thing now. You actually have to
It is.
special order
You
from
you
the
have to
dealer.
pay extra
Yeah.
to like get a car that is a manual, standard. Whereas it used to be that it was charged like less in the United States, but now, yeah, you
I mean, that goes for the same for like tractors, your lawnmowers. Everything is now either hydrostatic or automatic. There is no thinking process of it really. It's just put it in go and go. I mean, even big rigs. I mean, if you look at your tractor and trailers, they're all automatics now. They're not manuals anymore.
are there not? I didn't. I had no idea.
You can put it high and low, and it just goes through the gears for you. I mean, it takes a lot of the. I've done a lot of things stupid driving a manual, like forgetting that I had it in gear and letting the clutch out. My freaking car lunged forward into one of the ballards, freaking put dents in the front of my car. Just forgetting to put leave it in gear and forgetting to put the emergency brake on. Your car starts fucking coasting away. I mean, there's just a lot of dumb shit like that that you can just eliminate by not having one.
Kind of disagree with.
They just added
I'm
some
big.
extra
I'm big on keeping the stick shift thing because people who use automatics all the time, it's so easy that they're not actually focusing on driving. They start doing other things, like their hand phone, and putting on makeup, or all.
That is true. I think it
Whereas,
depends on the.
just saying that when you have a stick shift, you are actually focused on the act of driving.
Mm,
Whereas when it's automatic and everything in the car is like running by itself, you don't have to even think about anything. Your mind just drifts off.
Maybe that's
Not
why when I do drive, I'm a very attuned driver. Like I don't like take my eyes off the road really. Like I know the distance from where I am in the radio volume knob, and I got like all that down to where I don't even have to look. I can just feel everything out.
I do not answer the phone if I'm driving. If I really think it's important, I pull over, I stop, then I pick up the phone.
Yeah,
But
I don't even travel. Like I won't even answer the phone when driving.
same.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't even think of that aspect.
People think it's too
see it all the
careful.
time.
I disagree.
People are drifting all over the road because they're
Mhm.
just literally not paying attention. They think the car's going to drive themselves, like the Elon Musk car.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
so many times of people just I'm following them and they're just going off to the berm of the road just over and over and over, and they're like I'll even go up on their ass and just start like riding their ass to get their attention on me instead of on their phone. And as soon as I let off, right
Oh,
again back on the side of the
no.
road.
And then they get angry.
Yep. This
Yeah.
is why I have road anxiety a lot. That's why I'm so like hyper focused on the road, because everybody's like, dude, what are you worried about? You drive fine. I'm not worried about me. There's fucking idiots everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
They're fucking morons that don't think.
Come to Asia. Come on, come to Asia. It's even
Nope.
worse. So
Nope.
Well, actually,
If it's
it's
worse,
better over
fuck that.
there. If you go to India, they have less traffic signs, less traffic lights, but yet people know how to actually operate in traffic. Here in America, you put signs everywhere, everybody gets confused, and everybody starts acting like fucking idiots. I don't know what to do. Like people, we have a four-way stop here. It's a yellow blinker light. Everybody just comes up. If you're first there, you go first. Well, dumb fucks cannot figure this out. They think it's a fucking red light, and they will sit there and go.
Yeah, what do you think about
it's not true. So go on.
Oh, I was gonna ask Rash about so what do you think about self-driving cars? Especially like with the whole like Elon Musk bullshit.
When they actually work, look, I'm glad the technology is coming into use. There's going to be a lot of growing pains, but when they actually work, I've got nothing against it. I think it's a great idea. Cars can travel, 5 centimeters from the bumper of the car in front of them because the computer is going to be so good that it doesn't matter. They'll all slow down and stop at the same time. Nobody crashes. Nobody's doing something stupid. You can with your wife, your girlfriend, doing whatever you
We
like.
already have a lot of those
I
sensors in
think it's a
place
great idea.
now. Like,
Yeah.
like the
But
ex-wife's
we
vehicle.
see Elon Musk already. Yeah. Technology is not quite there yet. The sensors and the AI in the car, it's like they're happy to run over things that look like children. So it's not there yet.
Well, like the sensors on the new Explorer, like I have a backup camera on that and everything. I like as soon as I go to back up, it gives me ranges. Literally has a beeper. Like it'll give the beepers. It'll start beeping more the closer you get to an object. I mean, it has all kinds of shit on it to prevent a lot of the issues. Like with just driver error, because like I knew this guy. He lived down the road here. His wife got cancer and died. They had 3 sons. One son was just little yet, like 4 or 5, maybe. and he was running around. The dad got a call to go somewhere. He hopped in his truck to take off real quick, backed over and killed his son. Like that, I couldn't imagine. Like, so after I had kids, like, that was always one of the biggest things of my concern. Where the kids at? Where are they at? Oh, they always have to be in my eyesight before I like back up or like pull ahead or.
Freduso wants to know, what do you guys
See,
think
that's
about
one of those
hover
things
cars,
people.
Hover cars.
anti-gravity
Cars. You mean
vehicles?
flying
Is that
cars?
even
Yeah, no.
fucking legit?
Freduso, that sounds like something out of the Jetsons.
Well, think
by the
about
way,
it like
Gray
this.
Rash, we have lag as usual. I'm not trying to cut you off. It's because we're coming in at 2 different times.
Yeah, those Houthis messing with those damn
Okay,
internet cables.
Yeah, it's those bloody Houthis.
Those fucking Houthis, man. Dude, I don't have a problem with
Oh, I love
anybody
them.
until you fuck with my internet.
But like on the flying car thing. So think about how like your average Tom, Dick, and Harry manages their car. Like how well do they take care of it? Probably not very well. They wait until shit's about to fall off of it or it's making some kind of noise where they're like, yeah, I can't take that noise no more. I'm gonna go get that
Fuck is
fixed.
phone?
And so if you think about people having flying cars, would you want those Tom, Dick, and Harrys flying around up there with their shit flying off their cars, breaking, just cars plummeting out of the sky? Like,
No,
no.
I already think that we need more rigorous shit for like to get a driver license. We would need some massive tests for fucking like flying cars.
In the future, you'll own nothing and love it.
Yep.
I'm serious. If it was done properly, we would literally have public transportation that costs almost nothing. It would just be a small tax stipend every your check, and it would be efficient to get you anywhere you need to go. But instead, we have so many lobbies in America for the auto industry, which they want to sell cars, so they'd rather our rail infrastructure and stuff be really shitty, and you go buy a car every 5 years, and then us have actually decent things like good trains, good public transportation, good bus networks.
But you also have to think of the fact of other places like China and Japan, which kind of like own this portion, the auto industry. They own it, so they also own.
China only has like one car company, and Japan has like 2 or 3. But a lot of them are actually owned by like 4 big ones. Ford, GM, and Chrysler own majority of everything.
Okay, but do you remember in what was it? It was like in 2020, whenever the COVID, whenever that hit, and it was like a computer. It was a very small computer portion, and it infiltrated all of the United States, and so we did not have like any cars that came here. So a lot of China, it was a Chinese part.
Oh, they had a chip shortage. During COVID, we had massive chip shortage because China had COVID worse and longer than anywhere else. So their infrastructure was shut down for long periods of time. There was no manufacturing.
Yeah.
And then there was also the cargo ships that got caught up down in the Panama Canal when the ship crashed during the COVID, which then it blocked up all the shipping traffic for months. And then we couldn't get no chips in to repair any of the stuff that was going wrong. It was just
no, but that had nothing to do with the chips. The chips that was way before the Suez Canal debacle. But it had to do with COVID, and it had to do with no cars being able to be manufactured just because of this shortage.
Yeah, it was a chip shortage. It was just nothing could be, because they need those chips to do like the computers, just for the main processing of cars nowadays. They need to run everything through a computer to make sure all the sensors check and all that crap. So if they don't have these chips to do these whatever they need them for, then
I
they
just
can't build them.
Seeing so many different car lots and just people like around the country. And they told me about how horrible it was because they couldn't get a car and blah, blah, blah.
Computers are having the same issues. Like for me to get a GPUs were at that time were just ridiculous.
What's a GPU?
Graphics processor unit.
Okay, I don't know what that's for.
It makes the screen on your computer show up.
Isn't it the same
Okay.
thing as a graphics card, or are they different?
Yeah, it's a graphics card.
Okay. that's
I don't
what-
know. I don't know anything about computers, so sorry.
But computers are full of chips. Most of them used to come from China, but then since Biden did the American Chip Act or whatever, it's gonna it's to make all the chip manufacturing here in America pretty much. So that way we're producing our own chips instead of relying on China or somewhere else. So that way we don't have these issues if another COVID whatever happens. That way we have our own stability here. Just like the oil and everything, we're actually producing more oil than anybody else in the world right now. I mean, we're just knocking it out of the fucking park.
Do we have
And
enough
you
to where
know-
it's not gonna fuck us up?
We're gonna invade ourselves now.
And you know this. This coming
Yeah.
from a guy that can't drive a fucking standard transmission, according to him.
What? I drove. I just said to cut out some of the stupid things I've done by like letting it in gear and then letting the clutch valve.
You can't drive a standard transmission.
Yes, I can. I just said the ex-wife pushed the tractor through the shed, not me.
You said that you look,
I drove.
motherfucker.
I've
rewind
been
what you
driving a
said.
standard since I was 12 years old. So don't give me your shit, old man. Learn
What
to
did you
get the dick
say?
out of
You
your
said when you
ear.
drive one, you run it, you don't put it, you pop the clutch or whatever, you don't put the fucking emergency brake on. You know what you said. And
Who's
getting
that?
back to what you said not
I
the major trucking companies.
I
like
said by
Swift
making
and-
everything automatic, you can get rid of
The
those issues
major,
that
let me
people.
first of all shut up while I'm talking. The major trucking companies are automatics.
Okay.
Not all the truckers are. Other trucking companies and small trucks like dump trucks and all that are
Yeah,
still
yeah.
running 18 speeds. Okay,
Hold up, boys. Okay, Patrick, is that you?
Yeah, he's all worked
No,
up
it ain't
because we
me.
talked about
Oh,
trucks.
no, it ain't me, you
But
little
Gadwin,
freak.
you did say for a fact that you did not know how to drive a standard manual. So that's true. You did just say
Did-
that.
I
didn't
I
hear
said I
that.
knew how. I said I learned how to drive by driving around the lot at work. That was like when I was like 12, 13, 14.
I said that I don't know how to drive a stick.
Yeah,
I don't
Charles
know.
said he didn't.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I heard something different, but from what I heard, he was explaining that he has since he was young.
Okay. My bad.
He
Sorry.
He
stop.
said that he couldn't drive one. He said he had problems driving one.
Why
or
would I
something
own
like
a Chevy 3500 Duramax if I couldn't drive it?
You don't own a Chevy 3500. Don't lie. Put it on
A
TV right now.
Chevy?
Like
I
Put it
sold
on.
like a
put
couple
it
years
on.
ago. I had some pictures
Put
of
it
it. I don't have it
on
anymore.
like I put my Harley on.
Okay. So,
Put up and
What's
shut
the
up.
big deal about
Yeah.
owning a
You're
2000
on welfare. Look, dude, put up or shut up. You're on welfare. You sit around with your ex-wife, or she ain't your ex-wife. You're on welfare. You're a bum. Put up or shut up. Now go on to your other
Excuse
subject
me,
you
aren't
don't know
you on
nothing
welfare?
about.
Hello? Aren't you on welfare as well?
No, I'm not on welfare.
As well. I'm not
Yeah, I
on
think-
it at
I
all.
think- I think you should
Funny.
shut
You
up
think
then,
a
man.
motherfucker with a Harley Davidson 80 cubic inch, shiny and chrome, is on welfare? You stupid motherfucking Muslim. You fucking idiot.
Oh, you
No, I
think
ain't on
Chrome
welfare,
is
you dumb
expensive?
son of a-
This is why
You
sit in
think
your living
Chrome
room
is
alone.
expensive? Oh my god. Yeah.
You stupid fucking
Dude, you come in
inbred
here
low
looking for
IQ
trouble.
Muslim.
You are a really bitter old man.
And you
Come in
ain't
here
no
and have fun.
millionaire.
Why you always having to
You
attack people?
ain't no
What's wrong with you?
millionaire. You
He's mad
goat
that no woman
lover.
touched this little
You
yes, I am.
goat lover. You
Oh, you
goat
seem really
lover
angry.
Oh man,
inbred
he's all
fuck.
worked up.
Is
You're
he
gonna have a
drunk, you
stroke
reckon?
here.
I reckon he's
Keep at it,
drunk.
buddy.
You make love to goat or a camel or any other
goat?
beast.
Why only one goat? Goats,
I said
plural.
many. I didn't say God. I
I
also said any
ram
other
you.
beast.
I like goat cheese.
You make anything warm or just died. You'll make anything warm or a pile of stones or anything that won't fight
I
back.
think
You bastard.
Patrick
I
was
actually like them when they're cold. Remember, my thing is
I
with
bet
Audrey
Patrick was
Hepburn.
just
She's
out in the
been dead
kitchen
for a
making
long
love to a
time.
jar
I
of honey.
believe that too. I believe that
Audrey
too. You
Hepburn's
probably
corpse is
I
mine.
bet you had jobs in a fucking what do you an infirmary, you bastard.
You done yet,
No.
Pat?
You fucked a 90-year-old lady, according to you.
According to her, yeah.
According to you.
But yet,
According
Rash
to
gets
her.
more than you, Pat.
It wasn't
Yeah.
according to
And
her.
trust
I didn't
me,
hear her say it. I
I'm-
heard you
I'm-
say it,
I'm
bastard.
coming to Hepburn's corpse. I'm coming. She's not old enough for me yet. I'm waiting till Audrey Hepburn is even older.
Right, you're a sick human.
Hey,
You're a
you're just
sick
lucky he's
human
not
being.
working at a nursing
Uh,
home.
no.
That other weirdo, that fucking Pennsylvania hick, that one that was gonna kill himself over that spaghetti eater. You know, that other fucking weirdo, that spaghetti eater.
What the fuck?
What, you don't like spaghetti
You're
now?
an
Are you
old
angry at
man.
spaghetti?
He
You're
is
an
the
old man.
That other
Yeah,
one
Patrick
eats
yeah.
it
with
every
Bianca.
day, though. That other one eats it every day.
Fucking hell. How can you be angry at
I don't like
spaghetti?
the carbs.
Yeah.
I'm not angry. I'm just making a fucking statement. I'm not angry.
Rash,
No,
he's
you
mad
guys
because all
always
the
making
carbs.
me
Look at him.
I'm not angry. I'm telling her what she
I
does.
love
Or
spaghetti.
he, her, whatever the fuck she is.
I'm making lasagna tonight.
She doesn't eat
I've
anything.
never even
I'm just
seen
getting
her.
her to eat.
I've never even seen it. So how do I know what the fuck she is?
Good grief. Yeah.
I know,
Look,
making these presumptions about people. Jeez, Patrick. That's
You
like
do
also
it all the
presuming.
time.
That's
Not
like us
only
all
do you
presuming
do
you
it
have a
all the
very tiny
time,
dick,
Not
Patrick.
only
I
do
mean,
you
I
do it
presume
all
you
the time,
do,
with
but
all
I
your
mean,
knowledge, with all your
Yep.
knowledge, why ain't you something more than what you are with all your so-called knowledge? Why ain't you more than what you
about
are?
this.
and why
We
aren't
talked
you more
about
than
this
you are?
before.
I don't. I'm exactly what I am. I mean, I'm not professed to be. I just know you're a weenie. The only thing I profess to know that
weenie.
you're a fucking jackass, a low life jerk. I profess to know that, and I'm right.
I'm a jerk. I'm the jerk here. I'm the jerk in this situation. Yet you're the
Yes,
one
you
you're
are. You're a
calling everybody
low life
names,
scumbag
being
jerk.
rude. See, exactly. Have I called you anything? No. You come in here just
You
attacking
don't have
everybody
to
like a
call me
bitter old
anything. That
man.
doesn't take away. That doesn't take away from the fact that you're a low life
The fact that
scumbag
you know
jerk.
nothing and all you want to do is attack people because you're pissed off that your life sucks.
I don't attack everybody. I attack you. I attack Rash, and I attack
You attack
Smelly.
anybody who doesn't laugh at your dumb bullshit.
I don't want no laughs. This ain't for laughs. This is I'm making. I
Oh,
just
you're
want
trying to
everybody to
save
know
us.
exactly what you are.
I remember this part.
This ain't for kicks.
He's trying to save
If I
us
want
for
to get
some.
my kicks, if I want to
thing.
get
I can't
kicks, I
remember
get
what.
on my.
Patrick, you're not
If I
somebody
want
I would go
kicks,
to for as a
if I
judge of
want
character.
kicks,
Like for
I get on
somebody
my
who's gonna,
Evo 80 and go get on Route 66. You jive ass jerk.
oh, get,
I go
get
down to
on,
the bar.
drive
and
ass.
fucking ring.
Oh,
Like I already got on this stream and done. I showed you what I do. You showed me shit. sucker.
do. You start to sound
You
like
showed me
Souls, man. The
See, you're
lizard
trying
man.
to be
They're gonna
funny
come out,
now,
man.
not me.
They're gonna take your souls and they're gonna turn your frogs gay. I tell you what, man.
I'm not laughing.
Alex
You're the one
Jones.
trying to be funny right now. I'm not laughing. I'm not fucking. I don't find no humor in that. But I showed you motherfuckers what I do. You
Oh, yeah?
showed me shit.
I find a lot of humor in what's going on.
Have a good one, Melody.
You showed me shit, sucker.
We were having nice conversations until Pat kind of comes in here and just shits on everything. That's what you did with your whole life, didn't you? You just
shit
shat on everything.
you. I shit on you because you need shit on. You
Oh,
need a
yes.
reality check.
Coming from a fat old man sitting in a recliner.
Yeah, I don't
I
think he can
did,
get up.
I
to
did
shit.
shit in my life.
See, I wish that wood grain actually went the other way. I kind of
Did
hate that wood
shit
grain
in
goes
my
up and
life.
down.
This
I
is
wish
a
the
leather
kind of wood grain got
recliner.
horizontal.
Yeah, you know what you said on? We don't know what you look like. You can see what I look like. This is a leather recliner.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting on a car right
I
now,
did
so does
shit.
that mean my car is
God,
worth
this
more than your leather
motherfucker.
recliner? Yeah.
Well,
So
I
what are you
guess
talking about? I'm sitting in
not
the
every
car.
computer comes with a camera. Every phone comes with a camera. So you got a camera in front of you. I don't have a camera, so I mean, I don't plan on buying one because I don't
Oh,
need it
get
for
out
anything.
of my face, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my face. You got a cell phone, right? You
Nope.
fucking
Liar.
jerk.
Don't need
You
one,
got
so I don't
more
use it.
excuses. You got more excuses than a fucking Muslim getting his fucking brains blown out by a fucking Jew. You know what I mean? Why he's getting blown up for fucking starting a fight that he can't
Yeah.
finish.
Don't help them have a case genocide against them, okay? You're actually making it worse for them if you actually care about Jews, which I don't
Hey,
think you do. But you know,
Iran's
you're
getting
making
ready
it
to get
worse.
fucking leveled, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's because somebody went to their embassy, which is a bit
Hey,
low
Raj,
diplomatically apparently.
You're
So
gonna have some more
maybe don't
Muslims
bomb
that work
somebody's
for.
embassy.
Right. You're gonna have some more
Yes.
Muslims that
Muslims
cry
following the
about.
law and Israel not following the law. Yeah, I know.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm like your boy home. He don't give a fuck about dead
Yeah, if
Muslims.
you
Or
don't give
either
a
do
fuck, then don't talk about it.
well, I'm doing
Don't
it to
give
get.
it all
Well,
the
they
time.
started it. They gonna get it. They started it.
Yes,
Hey,
they
Raj,
started it by staying at
Hey,
they started it by staying at home, and people from a different country in a different part of the world came into their home. So the people who were just sitting in their homes started it. Yeah,
right.
okay.
Iran sent missiles.
Logic,
Right.
logic.
Iran sent missiles over to Israel, right? Did Iran send missiles over to
Iran did not
Israel?
send any missiles to Israel. What missiles from Iran went to Israel? When?
Well, that ain't what I
When?
understand.
Go on, tell me when.
Iran,
When did Iran
right.
send
Dash,
missiles
you know
into
what I'd
Israel?
like to do? Dash, you know what I'd like to do?
Yes, you're going to go off
I'd
on a
like to
tangent.
come
That's
your
what
way
you'd
with
like to
some
do.
motherfucking knuckle sandwiches, homie. Not missiles,
Yes,
knuckle
and I
sandwiches,
will
baby.
walk around laughing at you while you stumble around in the grass. Yes, I will. Come on, bring it. You can drive your Harley all the way here.
I thought you had jungle growth. Wasn't it jungle? No, it's is it
Well,
jungle
I'm
grass?
not allowed to have grass and a jungle. I'm not allowed to have grass and a jungle. Oh no,
Well,
I'm
if
not
it's a
allowed to have
jungle,
grass.
why ain't you swinging around like Tarzan on a vine, motherfucker?
Yes, why aren't I swinging around like Tarzan on a vine? You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the jungle. Why don't you swing around, man? Go out there and swing.
Rash of the jungle.
I know the rest of that song. It just doesn't come to me. It's George, but yeah, I know the song. Look, I'm nearly
Dag,
50. I
why ain't you
stopped
swinging
swinging
around?
around a long time ago.
Dash, why ain't you swinging around on a vine?
Because I'm almost 50. I just said.
Well, because they don't have them going to the local Dollar General. So once they get them set in, so
Dash, are you saying you used to swing around on a vine before that?
I've done it many times. Yes.
I believe you. I believe you.
Finally, you believe me. Thank you. So you
No,
pick
I
and choose
believe
what you
I
believe, isn't it?
you still do. Dash, you crawl up in the you climb up the trees and get eggs for the morning breakfast and shit, like bird eggs and all that.
No, because I've got a phobia about eggs that have active chicks in them. When you crack them open, you see an embryo inside. It's like gross. I don't know.
What do you mean,
Occasionally,
a
I climb
chick
a
that's
coconut
about
tree
to
for
hatch?
coconut. That's about it.
You're saying a chick that's
Yeah, I mean,
about to
what do you
hatch,
expect?
or
If
you're
it's
saying
if it's a bird's nest, if it's a bird nest, it's fertile. There's a good chance there's going to be a chick in it. I know you're very city dwelling. You don't have the mindset, but the rest of
what are you
us, the rest
saying?
of the world,
So do
who
you
actually
eat
live
the
closer to
fucking?
nature,
Do
know
you
these
eat meat?
things.
Are you a vegan? Do you eat meat?
Oh, that's right. I've got this great idea. I got these 2 pieces of tofu, and I've got some ground beef, and I'm going to make a tofu
So
burger.
do you eat chicken? Do you eat a bird when it's fucking? Do you eat dead? Do you eat chicken?
the guy's a
eat a
fish
bird
farmer.
after-
Jesus Christ! What do you think? Like fish isn't a thing? Is that not meat?
Yeah, well, yeah, I eat fish too.
Do you eat
But no, I don't
caviar,
know.
motherfucker?
I love
You eat
caviar.
fish eggs?
Yes, I
Then
like
what the
fish eggs.
fuck's the difference? You just worried about a egg chicken or chicken in or a bird egg, but some reason chicken egg fucking bothers you.
So why would he
a
go
bird
out of
egg.
his way to climb up a tree to steal birds'
Um,
eggs that might be fertile? Like, Go
Yeah,
buy
I
a
can
dozen
literally
eggs
go
or
to the
get the
store and buy a chicken egg. That's not going to have an embryo inside it. Look, you're looking for
Motherfucker,
problems.
any ain't got an
Have you
embryo.
ever heard of something called balut? Balut is a Filipino delicacy. It's basically a duck egg with with an embryo, and it's like a nearly fully formed duck inside the egg.
Oh,
And
that's
it, to
disgusting. Like
me,
those Chinese
stinks. But the
100-year eggs.
Filipinos love it. It's called balut. Go and look it up. It's gross as hell, but that's just
Dash,
me.
you eat
Like I said,
Dash, do you speak Tagalog?
you mean Tagalog?
No, I mean Tagalog. If I would have said pedalog, I would have said do you speak Tagalog? Don't
Well,
tell me
okay,
what
so
I mean.
I don't. In the context of Filipino, Tagalog is the language you would mean. But what's Tagawin then?
It's fucking a Filipino language, you motherfucker.
I've never heard of it. I've only heard of Tagalog.
Well,
I
then
speak a little bit.
motherfucking Google it.
How
Motherfucker, don't
Sierra
tell me
Ulu?
what the fuck I'm-
Sierra Ulu, oh.
you motherfucker.
Yeah,
No,
go,
you
go and
mean
Google
this.
what I said. Go and Google what I said.
No, he's not. Do you speak Spanish? No, do you mean you do I speak Italian? The fuck's your problem, dude?
Didn't say anything about Italian or Spanish.
No, but that's the way you. I'm just making a fucking analogy, you fucking jungle. You.
There hasn't
But
been much
fucking, I'm
intelligible.
so angry with you. You look so weird to me. I do not understand you. I don't get it. It makes me angry.
You little Chinaman motherfucker.
He's not
Sorry, I'm
Chinese,
just
he's an
trying to be
islander.
helpful. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Pacific Islander. Or not
Dash, what
Pacific
kind of,
Islander.
what's the last
Indian
snake
Islander.
you ate over there? Dash, the
Yeah,
last
that's-
snake you ate. What's the last snake you
Christ,
ate?
If you say my name correctly, I'll answer you about the snake. What's my name?
Dash.
No, it
What'd you
starts
say
with an
on
R.
there?
What is it?
Doorknob or some shit. Doorknob, Dash. I don't fucking know. I can't see it.
I called him Crash
Say my
earlier
name,
tonight.
You know my
What's the
name.
last
Don't be
snake you
insulted.
ate over there? What's the last snake
What's
you
my name?
skinned and ate?
What's my name
Motherfucker,
first?
I ain't got time for all that. What's the last snake
Yes,
you
you
ate?
do. You got plenty of time. You've asked me 5 times what snake I ate. I'm telling you, say my name right first.
Motherfucker,
Then
what
I'll
is it?
answer you.
Say my name. How about I come
You
at
don't have
with
enough
a
time. You've got all the time in the world. You've got all the time in the world. Come on, big boy.
Looks like he's running low on
That's right.
time.
I'm retired.
Come on, big boy.
Time,
What's my
time is
name?
of the
Say my name, baby. Say my name, baby.
motherfucker, I ain't gay and I ain't fucking.
Oh, I
Come
bet
on,
you put
baby.
Patrick and
Yes,
Rash
you
on a
are.
submarine, and Patrick will be gayer than a $3 bill with Bill Clinton's face
This,
on it.
this motherfucker talking like a fucking faggot. Say my name. Say my name.
Say my name, baby.
Patrick
Come
wants to go
on.
down Periscope with you.
I love you long time.
Shit. You ain't gonna love me long time, motherfucker.
I know.
I love
Patrick
you
tires
already.
out
I
easy.
love you already.
Dang,
And it's been a long time.
Do you ever go over to that fucking swamp you call a pond and just pull a fish out and skin it and eat it?
Who skins
Why
a
would you
fish?
skin a fish? You scale a fish.
Well, you can skin a catfish,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
well-
I don't know what kind
Well,
of
yeah.
fish it is.
Why would you skin a catfish? You eat it
Well,
with
You
the
can
skin.
flay catfish, but it's easier to skin
Who
them
skins
than
the
flay them. I told you
Yeah,
about that. Like my
Mm.
grandfather,
I don't
my
know.
grandfather would
No-
always
nobody
cut up
does it
around
around
the
here.
head. Like you cut around the
Yeah.
head, and then you get a pair of channel locks. Well, get 2 pairs of channel locks. You get one hold on the mouth, and then you get another hold to lift the skin on the back, and then you just rip it right off the catfish.
So anyway, Rash, you ever go over that fucking
That's how you skin
cesspool?
eels too.
Did you ever go over to that cesspool?
You said
and
my
just
name.
grab
Thank
a
you.
fish out and eat it?
Plenty of times. Plenty of times. I don't go fishing.
Well,
I throw a
what
net.
about
I catch
snake?
what I want and throw the rest back.
Well, what about
Snake?
a
No,
snake?
never eaten snake. Snake is not halal. I've never eaten a snake.
It's not what? What'd you call it? Hollow? What'd you
Halal.
say?
Halal. Halal. It means it's not kosher for Muslims.
Snake tastes
Oh.
like chicken anyway. Python's becoming a delicacy down in Florida.
Yeah,
There's so many of them.
Did you hear about that 500-pound coil of pythons they caught in Florida?
Gator tastes like fucking gator.
No, but I've seen the pretty big python around here about 30 years ago. It was huge. I know I'm skinny,
No,
but I mean, it's thick
it
as part.
wasn't a
It's thicker than my
5.2. It
waist.
was a coil, a bunch of pythons coiled together for whatever reason, and it weighed over 500 pounds. They were all like mating or whatever the
Snake.
fuck, but it weighed.
Yeah,
What?
Garter
snake orgy.
snakes do
Yeah,
that. Garter snakes
Yeah.
and some other
It's
snakes.
a-
You can get
it's a
that up here
snake
in the
thing.
limestone
they're
caverns
kinky as
of
hell.
PA. There's a video I watched. This person bought a house. They didn't know about it because I mean the seller isn't going to tell you. But as they lived there, snakes would keep crumbing out of the walls all over the place. They kept finding snakes everywhere. Well, after they did an inspection,
God.
here there was a cave underneath the house, and snakes they were breeding under there. This was like their main breeding. I mean, huge snake orgies, just garter
Oh my
snakes
God.
everywhere.
Well,
just
fair,
imagine
Oh,
a fruity pebbles gad goof. You know where Lewistown, Pennsylvania is, don't you?
What,
sounds like
Pat?
it's in Russia.
I guess you don't. I thought you lived. You're over there by. I thought you told me you're from Mifflintown.
No, I'm around that area. Mifflin
Oh wait, I
County.
think I figured out where you're. I think I figured out where you're at. Pottsville or some shit.
No, you'll never figure it out.
Take much of your time.
Because literally nobody
even
can-
if he finds you, can't walk
I
there.
think where you where you mentioned you were from. I think I figured it out. You said something, and
I literally moved to my dad's, which is like another county over, and I went to the school and I told people where I was from, and they thought I was from a whole nother fucking state. So like,
no, but you said something. So wherever you said something, and it rang a bell with me. So I don't know why you're so scared. Like, I
just
live
say
in Morgan
locations around me.
City.
I don't say my actual location. I did back in the day a lot more, but then people started
I
being
mean, you're so
assholes and
fucking
shit.
afraid of everything. You're so like the majority of you weenies are so
Oh,
afraid
for fuck's
of
sake.
everything.
Ro, what's your address?
family.
Whoa, what is your address? Give me your address.
I'm not
I
gonna
will
make it
send you
that easy.
something,
I
Ro.
live
I'll
in
send you
Morgan
something
City.
hand carved
I
like a
live in-
wooden.
The reason I won't, the only reason I'm not going to give my address, I don't want some dickhead like
Okay.
sending me calling the cops and or
Oh,
whatever.
dude,
What do they call that word?
Patrick, I would
Exactly.
so send you a 55-gallon drum of lube.
Exactly.
Not that. Not that though. What's that word when they do that shit? They do that shit where they have the cops show up at your house or whatever.
Oh, swatting. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the biggest things is
But
swatting.
down in
Fucking,
Lewistown, they were widening the highway, and they ran over a
narrows.
snake. Yeah, they were anyway. They ran over us. They had rattlesnakes all over the place, and they had to stop everything. They figured out they ran over a snake den. They called in the snake or the fucking animal, whatever the fuck they
EPA
figured out this
probably.
snake. They figured out this snake den, this rattlesnake den, was like 1,000 years old. There was rattlesnakes crawling all over the bulldozers, everything. There was snakes like the snakes were crawling all over the fucking bulldozers, all over the fucking treads. They interrupted this, like they dug into it, like cut out like 10 feet of dirt or something, and man, there was snakes everywhere. It's like 1,000. Anyhow, that's the end of that fucking story.
That is awesome. Ro, people want to hear that kind of stuff. If you tell us more stuff like that, people will love you. I love you already in chat.
That was about 20.
I
when
live
you
by there, and I
talk-
can't verify that because I never heard that.
Well, anyway.
Well, he said it was 20 something years ago, so. But still, that's awesome.
I remember when it happened because my sister's
It
grandfather
was on
would have
222, I believe, 222 in Lewistown down there.
522 or something. Or no, yeah, 222.
Construction probably still going on.
Or no, it's 322, something like that.
320. Yeah, you're right. 322. That road construction is probably still going on.
No, it's done. That project's been done 10 years, 15 years. No, it's been longer than that, maybe. About 15 years.
No,
ago,
it
it's got done.
Look, I moved in 2009. It was still going on. So okay, yeah. Wait, did I move in 2000? No, I moved back down here. Wait, when did I move? Yeah, I moved in 2009. How long is that? Is that how long? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's fully done. It's a two-way both ways now. Because when I was a kid, it used to be just a one-way. I think, or was it two-way on each side? No, it was a one-way. Yeah, it was two-way on each
Yeah, it was the
side. But
one. Yeah, people were getting killed on that highway all the time.
yeah, it was just
They
it
called
was
it the Narrows. It was called the Narrows down
yeah,
that way.
yeah. It's right along the river, and then it's just sheer rock bank. I mean, there used to be like trailer parks and all kinds of shit on the one side on the river side. But now that they put the highway through the project, it's all that's gone. There's nobody living along the river anymore down there or anything like that. They got rid of everybody. But there was an issue with a guy embezzling a bunch of money. The construction company took a bunch of money and fucking ran off
Well,
with it.
Yeah,
that's
sorry,
what
I was getting a lot of lag.
tell you. You go down to Pennsylvania, and there'll be a construction company that does road construction. And 5 miles away from the road construction, there'll be a road construction from Indiana, the state of Indiana, doing road construction. And then I find that strange. And then that road construction company in Pennsylvania will be in Indiana doing road construction. There's some reason they do that. I don't know what the fuck it's all about. But
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that because when I was working on the gas fields up in the Poconos, we were doing the gas plants for Williams. Like a lot of the people that were coming in there, they weren't from Pennsylvania. They were from down south, North Carolina, Orleans. I mean, down in there, and Texas. That was a big one. And on the radio, you'd hear these gas jobs are bringing jobs to Pennsylvania for Pennsylvanians and all this shit. And I'm like, I'm working here in the fields. None of these motherfuckers are from Pennsylvania. Our fence crew is literally the only crew here from Pennsylvania. The rest of these guys are all from other states.
okay, let me ask you this, Gad Goof. You've heard of Hinkles and McCoy being from Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, we worked for Hinkle and Coy.
What do you mean? You say we? You mean you, or what are you talking about?
Well, my uncle and I, our fence company, we were contracted by them.
Okay. Well, I worked for Hinkles and McCoy for about a month or two when I first got out of the service. Anyway, I couldn't even figure this out. I worked on a 4-man crew. We were aerial, putting up aerial fiber optic. Anyway, we would go. I think you had to go 70 or 80 miles before they pay you per diem. And we go right to that point like every time, and then they stop you. But we would go one way, 70 or 80 miles every fucking day, man. And we'd see another crew going the other way towards where we lived. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Can't you plan this shit out? Like they're coming
a lot of these people in charge of stuff are actually really stupid. They're just a lot of these people are handed down these businesses. They're not smart. That's not the reason they're in charge.
But we'd be in company trucks though. So there's I firmly believe there's some reason for this. Like the bean counters are doing this, or some fucking reason that I can't put my finger on has something to do with taxes or getting fuel tax. There's
taxes,
a reason.
I'm guessing. There's probably taxes is most likely. Some way to dodge taxes or something like that. Companies are very shady. Like I would not trust many companies nowadays. None of them have you as their main interest of like making sure you're treated good and taken care of.
But I mean, there is a reason why. Because I know if it was your own personal company, you're not gonna. If it was a mom and pop fucking company, they're not gonna fucking. That Hinkles and McCoy's up like from fucking
they're
Pennsylvania right down to Carolinas and shit.
Yeah, they're up in Lewistown. Well, they're. Last I knew, they were based out of Lewistown. Well, they were up there. I had a friend
I think they're based out of somewhere down in Harrisburg. That's why I think I took went for my job interview, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I didn't last.
I don't like this kind of jobs. I had this really shitty concrete job. I worked for a local concrete company for a while with a friend when I was younger, and then after I lost my job working for family, I did concrete there, and we would have to be at the shop at 5 a.m. I had to drive their work truck. We had to load their work trucks for the job, rebar and shit like that, fiber or whatnot. And then I would drive to the job site, which was over an hour away, and then I would not get paid until 7 o'clock in the morning because we weren't allowed to make noise until that point. I brought this up to these motherfuckers. I got to the point where I was just like, all right, fuck you guys. You drive your own trucks. Because half the people they could only get to work there were either fucking drug addicts or people they literally had to pick up from the prison and bring there. Like the boss actually had to go pick like 2 of them up at the prison and then bring them in every fucking day. None of these motherfuckers had driver's license. I was like, well, go fuck you then. I mean, if you ain't going to give me money for actually doing driving and all this shit, then you can fucking drive your trucks. Because he literally drove his own separate truck.
Hinkles and McCoy, they worked, what was it? It was I think it was 410. Well, it was 410s, yeah. You could work 410s. So you had work 410s. So you'd be off 3 days a week. But, I mean, they didn't fuck around. Dude, we'd take a big spool of that fucking fiber optic.
Yeah, I seen it.
Pushing 2 of that fucking shit across a cow field.
I was there. I was there when they replaced the lines for the world, all the internet cables that travel for the stock tickers and all that shit in the Wall Street. Like those lines actually travel all the way across the United States. Like, and I know like the secure area, like they had to have security there. Like, there's all kinds of signs. Do not dig here.
Was that underground? Was that underground or in the air?
Yeah, and they said if we would disrupt those cables, break any one of them, it's like $1 million a minute, and that was back in like 2008, 2007. They ran right up through. It's right up through Sunbury.
Well, them guys don't get this fucking them guys get no training. It's all on the job training. And the Pennsylvania Electric guy. Okay, you put it. I can't remember if it's a foot below or I think it's a foot below power things. This Pennsylvania Electric guy pulled up and he said, if you only knew what the fuck I think it's a foot below, or you put that cable on the power line next to it. He goes, if you only knew what the fuck you were doing, if you only knew how dangerous what you're because it's all like, hey, put it up there, put the shit up there, put it up there. He goes, if you knew, this guy said, this Pennsylvania because it was all on the job training. Like you put the shit it was either 1 foot below or 1 foot above the power lines. And this guy happened to stop by in a Pennsylvania Electric truck. He was like shaking his head going, you motherfuckers, it ain't he's like, you guys just don't get it. You're one wrong move and you motherfuckers are gonna fry. But it ain't, you just don't get it because you're gonna get zapped. And them as soon as what's gonna happen is the tires are gonna melt because we're in a bucket truck. The tires will melt off that the bucket truck.
Well, yeah, because it's going to ground itself.
Right. And then the only way you'll live is if you jump. And then you're like 50 feet up in the air. You'll either break your back or whatever the fuck.
Do you ever work under the transmission lines? The real big towers with the real big high current.
No, I didn't. No, I only lasted like a month. No, I didn't.
When I was working for the
big time,
I worked for a dairy farmer.
I worked like a month and a half, and then I said, "Fuck this shit."
I was working for a dairy farmer, and one of his cousins' barns caught on fire and something like that. Well, we went over there. We're helping them clean up some of the rubble from it. And
you're talking about those big towers that go across.
Yeah. They transmit the power from station to station. Well, the cows I was chasing cows under those, and I didn't think that they would transmit down that far. And I placed my hand on the bed of the truck, and boy, that shocked the shit out of me, being right under the lines and then touching a metal truck, being grounded. Oh boy, that gives you a hell of a
So
jolt.
the transmission will fucking send a wave down even to the truck, huh?
Yeah, and that was like the big transmission lines.
Wow. Well, I know that that's supposed to be, if you live around them, it's supposed to give you cancer and shit, ain't it?
I wouldn't think. I wouldn't see radiation on that. I mean, if you lived around the power plants, the reason for the power plant one is because of they were dumping all the coal ash in the river, and then all that coal ash was leaching lead, mercury, and other poisons into their drinking water, and then they were drinking it up, and then that was causing them to get cancer. That's why cancer rates. Have you ever been up to Shamokin?
Yeah, that's up there about Philly, right?
No, Shamokin's over there. It's in Cole County. It's just nothing but old coal mines and
Okay. I
hills.
thought you was talking
It's all
about Cosmo Hawkins. Okay, hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. You've heard of Cosmo Hawkins?
it's crazy up there. Like, not shitting you, the streams literally run orange out of the mountains up there because of just so much toxic stuff coming out of the milling piles. There's literally the world's biggest man-made mountain in Shamokin, PA, and it's just literally tailings from them mining coal over the years. And if you look around, that's all you see is just coal millings everywhere. Even the ground, when you dig into it, it's just nothing but broken up like coal and dirt.
Damn. They don't have any regulations to control that shit?
Well, it didn't back in the day because you got to think Pennsylvania is like a very old. We're the second state of the union, so a lot of your coal mining was started here before it moved down to like Virginia and all those other places. It was first here, and like oil drilling was first here in Pennsylvania before it was anywhere else. Like we had a lot of that industry, and it wasn't regulated back then. This is your time of your oil barons. I mean, your big monopolies. I mean, your railroads. Pennsylvania Railroad ran through here, Penn Central. So they had a lot of control. I mean, when you had steam trains, you ran coal as your main fuel source, and so they had a big control on that. But then once the trains, all that stuff pulled out, and then like they went to the diesel electric engines. So like all your big train engines you see now, all your big freight trains, they're all run by a diesel engine, which turns a generator that puts electricity to the trucks. So they're all electric trains, really, just running on a diesel engine, the power. And so once they all went to electric and diesel, the coal industry just pretty much dried up because that was like the main users of that fuel source. So those towns like Shamokin just dried up. There's no money there. There's no industry there.
Where's Smoking at? Where's that at?
You know where Sunbury is?
Yeah.
It's if you go Sunbury and you go like say you're getting across the bridge there by the fiber dam, you go down into the Sunbury, but you take a right there and you follow that back along. And then you go up in there and they'll take you to Shamokin. It just looks like nothing but mined coal piles everywhere. I mean, it looks like you see some young trees growing in some of this shit, but it just looks like milled freaking stone and coal everywhere. People go up there and drive four-wheelers.
It's a dead town now.
Oh my God, it looks horrible. Like if you go there, it looks like poverty-stricken freaking like a third world country. We did some fence. I mean, the only fence work we did there was for the state, come in and do something for the sewer, something like that, or the power company or an internet company put some fence around a tower or some shit like that. But there's no money in.
What's that town over there by, is it Lock Haven? There's a town over there that smells like there's nothing but paper mills. It smells like fucking shit.
Oh.
You know where I'm talking? It's in Huntington County, I believe. They got busted. They were dumping all kind of shit into the Juniata River in the 60s and 70s. You know where I'm talking about?
There's a big paper company up in Lewistown.
No, this is down. I think that writer, there was a famous writer from there. It ain't Lock Haven. No, is it? What the fuck is it? It's my fucking Wi-Fi is out, or I don't know it. There's a famous writer from there.
Go to the cave.
Where's Robert Frost from? Is he from fucking Pennsylvania? I want to say him. Is he from Pennsylvania?
Hang on.
I'm not sure.
Looking him up here a second. He's from
Just go up to the cave.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh. Does this say what college he went to?
It should just be a coal cart unattended outside of the mine. to go over to the mine. I mean, you know, it would be awesome if we could have today's salary with.
Sounds like the audio dropped all of a sudden.
No, I just I muted my mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just mute it once in a while, clear my throat, or somebody else is talking here.
Gotcha.
I don't know what it is. Every time I get on here with you guys, my motherfucking Wi-Fi goes out. Ziggy,
that's
what time is it?
Dan after you.
Gadwin's hacking you, dude.
I'm having trouble
Fucking
understanding
hacker.
you. Please try a little later.
It's kind of so messed up how films have been used to manipulate people's minds into thinking like hacking. They think you can just sit at a computer and just type in shit. Like hacking is literally social engineering people to click on things.
Hey,
It's literally about just trying to get, hey, click on this. You won this free thing. Click on this. And then that is you installing the malware. You actually have to install the shit on your computer.
That's
I mean, this
that's
place
usually how it
smells.
works.
This place has a stench to it. Can you type in Paper Mill Town in central Pennsylvania?
Williamsport had a lot of number. I can't think now. I can't think. Like, have you ever been to
what did I
Melton?
say? Logan Mill. What did I say? Something Logan, Chief Logan, or something like that. I mean, this place has a smell. The fucking snow used to be
Elk
yellow.
County. Elk County.
No,
That's
no,
where
this
the
place
most.
used to fucking snow yellow. I mean, they fucked up the Juniata River so bad. I mean, they were dumping their shit straight into the river. I mean, straight into the river.
Pat, did you ever see Empire Kosher? The chicken plant in
Yeah,
Mifflin.
Empire Kosher's out there. I knew I had that son's school teacher. The guy was Chester Kreitz was my I knew him. He was the son. And Fanny Kreitz was my dad's buddy's wife. She was a whore. Yeah, I knew the son. Yes, they were a Jewish chicken plant.
Yeah.
I mean, they were.
Well, here, let me tell you this.
Bologna became. Then it became a. Now it's a Jewish. Then it became a Jewish chicken plant. Now it's closed down. But anyway,
no,
yeah,
it's still operational. They actually it's automated mostly now. They put automated lines in.
Is it in Mount Union still? No, it's no,
Mifflin.
it's not in Mount Union now.
It's in Mifflin.
Or it was over in Kistler. I mean,
it's Mifflin.
Or over in
behind there. They have these big cleaning poles where they have all the chicken gut, blood, water, and everything come down into. We had to put new fence around that because literally the ammonia and the shit in those tanks ate all the posts and the wire away from like the bottom, say 2 feet of the fence around the whole tanks. It literally ate it all away.
That must no, it's closed down now. But listen, how long ago was
it's up in I put new turnstiles in for them in like 2014, 15. They have some workers there. Yeah, they have
is that over there by Mount Union going right?
No, Mifflin Town, in Mifflin Town, right below Lewistown, Mifflin Town.
Okay, that's. Wait, you talking about what'd you say? Kreitz Bologna?
No, I said Empire Kosher.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Empire Kosher, but I was talking about Kreitz Bologna. Empire Kosher bought Kreitz Bologna. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kosher. That plate. Yeah, I know where you're talking about over there.
After,
I know.
After those things, I was watching how the whole process. They had, I think it was 3 tanks there. They're deep too, but it just basically agitates it. It runs it through a filter, runs it through a UV light, and then dumps it right in the damn Juniata River. I watched the shoot where it just goes right down into the river. I was like, wow, that's fucked up. And that's just full of ammonia, chicken blood, guts. I mean, it was just all nasty.
Well, I got one. There was a guy when I was an instructor at the reserves. He was a reservist, but he owned a. As a matter of fact, he owned two funeral homes. He was an E7, a gunnery sergeant. He said he said none of the he said none of the none of the remain. He goes, at this time, this was back in the early 90s. He goes, none of that shit's regulated. So he dumps all that shit in the fucking. I'm telling you what he said. He goes, that's not regulated. He said he dumps all that fucking shit down the drain. Now, I'm sure it's regulated now.
Oh yeah, which
Talking
I don't
about
see
what
why
he's
people
looking
think
at.
regulations are bad. Like, I do not want my water being toxic. I do not want lead water pipes. I do not want, dirty air. Like, if you've seen pictures of like New York City and stuff in this before the 70s,
Yeah, but
before the
the
EPA,
the
it was
fact is,
horrible.
all the water that we're drinking goes through supposedly goes through a filtration system anyway. You ain't, but the idea is when you're dumping shit into, now you're talking about animals and shit eating it and living in it, which ain't gonna happen. Well, they're not gonna be able to drink it and eat it.
Yeah, it's just, you want to keep your environment clean. We don't want to look like freaking some of these places in China and India just look like toxic waste dumps. Like Pennsylvania, the slogan is here, keep Pennsylvania beautiful. It's like, because back before the 70s, people literally, you'd go to McDonald's, eat your meal, and just throw your trash out the fucking window and then drive down the road. That was just the common thing. And it got pretty bad. Like the Narrows are what we're talking about earlier. I mean, there was just trash lined up and down that place. I mean, it was such a hard place because of all the accidents. There was no room to work. There was no real ledge of the.
There was
So it was hard to clean up.
there was three brickyards in my town. And we used to walk, the guys that worked at the brickyards, we used to go after being kids, we go fuck around at the brickyards because they're all by the woods and shit. The guys, instead of paying their garbage bill, would go take their shit. The brickyards, okay, they all had quarries and shit up. Anyway, the guys would go dump their fucking garbage over the bank. And the banks had streams and shit. They'd go dump. Instead, the guys would go dump their garbage over the bank. So it was a fucking like a garbage dump as well.
Half of Sunbury is actually built on a garbage dump. It sucks for when you're got to install fence, especially like a ball field. So back there, if you go in the back part of Sunbury, it used to be an old big garbage dump. Well, they flattened it out, covered it with dirt, and put in pools and ballparks and low-income housing and some other shit back there. But then we would have to come in and.
You're a reader. You're a reader. I understand. What's that dude? I think it's Upton. What's that Cannery Row or Upton Sinclair? I think in Chicago. Them factories, they would take a dump there and build a fucking houses for their workers over their fucking dumps, and then chemicals and shit would fuck up their workers and their newborn kids and all the filth. I think it's Upton. Cannery Row, or I think it was Upton.
There's enough of that in our history. That's like why I don't like capitalism, because capitalism kind of incentivizes that treatment, because the owner's main priority is making as much profit as possible. And if he isolates himself to where he doesn't see the bad conditions going on, like, so a lot of the owners, they move themselves somewhere else where they don't see it. And then they put other people in charge, which then the power goes to their heads. They abuse the people below them. And it just becomes this very disgusting.
Yeah, but they don't do it intentionally. They just think they're making money. They don't know. Oh, I'm gonna put these people here to kill them. They don't know it.
Like over in India, or was it China? One of the places, they had to put suicide nets in along the buildings just because so many people, they were literally like locking the people in the buildings. And then the only way out was commit suicide, jumping out a window. And people, they put nets that even prevent you from doing that.
Patrick, Meatpole has some he wants you to talk about your time in the Marines, and he specifically wants to know.
I sent Meatpole. I sent him to the cornfield. He don't interest me. He needs a mind. I don't have nothing for him. Tell that motherfucker to fuck off.
You don't want to tell your rank?
It's none of his business. I've already talked about all that shit. I've talked about that enough, and he don't interest me. I don't got nothing to say to him.
I bet you got a lot of rowing jokes when you're in the Navy.
I've already, all these guys want to ask shit. I've already showed you guys my motorcycle, my apartment. He wants to bring up shit that he can go look on your old videos or whatever. He don't interest me. I sent him to the cornfield. I blocked him. I don't got nothing else I want to say to him. You know what I mean? So fuck him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Calm down. Let's not like overdo your pacemaker.
Yeah.
I got a very good heart. They told me I got a 5% chance of having a heart attack, which is very good.
Well, the beer probably does help because that kind of thins your blood.
Well, I mean, you can sit there and say whatever you want. I'm just telling you what the doctor said.
I think he was.
When's the last
agreeing.
time you went? When's the last time you went to the doctor? How about that?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Well, yeah,
He's
so
right.
you don't have really. The fact is, you don't have no room. You might be sitting ready to have a massive heart attack for all you know.
Well, there's some times there I think about it. I feel the chest pains. I
Well,
had one.
you already
bed once.
claimed that you was gonna, according to you, you was going to commit. You talking about that suicide net? You might need a suicide net.
Well,
outside
my
your house.
suicide net is I don't own a gun because I know my action would be to use it on myself.
Well, there you go again. I mean, you're talking to me about my heart,
But-
and I just told you my heart is good.
But yes,
I got
I'm
guns all over my house.
I'm an empathical person.
I
Yes, I
got
can
two
suppress
guns.
feelings.
I got two guns. Wait a minute. I got two guns in the main rooms of my house within arm's reach, and I got one gun in every room of my house. Every room. That
Yeah,
I
see,
can
I don't
get
feel
to.
I need it. I don't feel insecure or like I need that for safety.
Well,
I
it,
just,
it ain't got nothing. See, now you are saying that has something to do with being insecure. It has nothing to do with being insecure. I like having guns around me. It's not because I'm insecure.
but that makes
I
you
like
feel
having
secure,
guns.
though. The reason for a gun is
Why
to
is that
feel
got to be
secure.
insecure? I like
But-
guns around me.
It depends on the person, but I can speak for myself and say I have guns because I feel insecure. I'll be honest about it.
Well, but you are insecure.
I know.
But he has a
and I
reason
admit
to.
it. I admit
He has
it.
a reason to. I have no reason to. So if I lived in a place where I felt like
Yeah,
I was
because
threatened,
you know why you're not insecure.
then I would.
No, but you want to die, so you want to die.
Well, I don't fear.
You
I don't
already
fear
said you're
death.
suicidal. You're a suicidal maniac. So
I'm
you
not
want someone to come in and
suicidal.
what's
I
that?
just get
Suicide by
depressed.
police? You want
People not get
suicide by
depressed?
fucking robber suicide?
Okay.
That's just so you don't do it.
But I don't hunt.
stuff.
Like when I was younger, I hunted. I had a 30-30, a 22, and I had a Hoyt bow.
And
And I no longer felt the want to hunt because to me, it got boring after a while. You just go out there day after day and you don't see shit because you got every
I don't
Tom, Dick, and
wanna hunt.
Hat. So I got rid of all my guns. I traded them. I
Oh.
traded my 30-30 and a 22, and I got a vehicle for it. I forget what it was. And I ended up selling
no,
that
you
for
got
like
an
$2,000.
Xbox. Don't lie. You went and got an Xbox. You tell the
Dude,
truth.
this is back before that shit was even around. Come on, Pat. I'm older than
No,
you.
you
think.
got a what's that thing where it goes boink, boink, boink or whatever? You know, it had an Atari. You went and got an Atari. Don't lie. But anyhow, I don't hunt. Why,
that's the only
if you
reason
like guns,
I had guns. It's
can't you
because I
have
hunted.
hobbies? Can't you have Xbox? Does that mean you're insecure? No, it means you're a fucking a freak with Xbox. I just
Well,
like
no,
guns, dude.
The reason you have an
Why?
Xbox
Because I like
is
guns.
because
I'm insecure.
you like computer games. So like I like playing games.
I
So
don't like computer games. I don't have
see,
a computer.
I grew up in a very rural area where there wasn't like I literally far away from anybody I went to school with. So I had nobody around when I was growing up. So I had to make my own fun. So I made up my own games. I played with my own things, and then I played video games because guess what? When you play video games, you don't need another person there. So it was my circumstances made me into
So
that.
you couldn't go ride a bicycle or go fly a kite
Well,
or go
you can't go
make
play a board.
fucking.
You
can't
can't
go
play a
make
board game by
fucking-
yourself, can you? I grew up playing board games with my grandmother. My grandmother and I, we played board games all the time. That's all we did. Like whenever we had free time, we played board games. That's what she loves to do. And whenever I grew up and I was with my mom, well, Well, she had 2 open heart surgeries, and I had to go live with my mom.
You couldn't go make a fucking tree house.
I had nobody
Oh,
else around. It was just me. Well, I mean, I had tree houses. I had a fort at my grandmother's. I had a big giant fort back in the woods, a bridge going across the creek, a trail going up the side of the hill. She has her own cemetery thing up on the hill and everything. My grandfather's buried. Like, she has a big dude, I was like Tarzan as a kid, running around barefoot through the woods, playing with the hatchet, chopping down trees.
that
drinking goat
explains
shit.
you and Rash's homosexual friendship or whatever.
Why? I have no homosexual tendencies, so I don't see why you refer to me as that. I never showed any homosexual tendencies or
You
any
sound
actions.
like one. Well, you sound like one. That's why I
Sound like
said.
one. Well, you sound like a grumpy old man that hasn't got laid in a long
Well, I
time.
mean, you sound like a fairy. I mean, you sound like
A
a faggot.
fairy. How do I
They even
sound like a fairy?
said, you even said yourself, you like George Takei. He's a fag. He's a well-known fag. You guys laugh about you sound like George Takei. He's a
It's
fag.
because we're not insecure about our sexuality. We can make fun and have jokes and joke about these things, but not
Okay,
feel
I'm just
as though
saying you
it's.
sound like a fag. You talk like a fag.
So
Okay,
should I talk
okay,
a
you
lot
sound
more
like a
deeper
fag.
for you?
A
Would you like
person that sounds like a
lot
fag
deeper,
generally is
Patrick?
a fag. Okay.
Would you like a more manly voice? Yes, Patrick.
No, I'm just saying.
talk to you like
Even
this,
like
huh?
there, you sounded like a fag when you're trying to act like a manly. Sound like you're trying to be a fag with a manly voice. You sound like a fag, dude. Okay, just leave it at that. Let's not try to.
You're just
You
saying
sound
is
like
my
a
voice
fag.
turns you on. That's what you're saying. Do I make you Randy?
No,
Look at
I'm
his face. He's
saying
getting red.
you're trying to say
The
I'm
blood's going to
insecure
his
because
face.
I like guns. Am I insecure because I got a big old Harley sitting out there? Does that mean I'm insecure too?
Well, actually,
I mean,
well, if you go by
you're making these assumptions. There's all the
modern
people in
terminology,
America
you'd be
that
considered
have
a
guns and
fag.
like guns. I got fucking $1,000 invested in that pistol. Does that mean I'm insecure? Because I
Do you
souped
actually
up
go
my
and shoot?
pistol?
Do you actually go like to the range and actually shoot it, or
No,
does it just
no,
sit there
no.
and don't?
I look at it every once in a while and clean it and fuck with it, you know. And I'm proud that I'm the only guy in the world with that pistol, that particular pistol like that. There's not a pistol like that. There's no pistol like that. It's got a single action 3-pound pull, double action 5-pound pull. There is no pistol ever going to be like that. Ever. Not because of the way I got the cut on I had to get 2 different gunsmiths to put the cut on the
I would
the
say you
frame.
probably grew up watching a lot of westerns as a young man.
No more than the average guy.
I mean,
No
from your
more.
time period, I mean, that was more the average Lone Ranger and those kind of
Yeah,
shows were on TV.
no. I didn't really get down on him, but I watched the Duke and shit like that. But that pistol's an automatic. It's not a revolver. I do have 2 revolvers, but the pistol that I'm talking about is an automatic.
My old man's around your same age, and I mean, he has the same kind of thing. I mean, he literally has like the same hat hanging on your wall as you do. He wears the damn thing as he feeds his chickens. But he has the revolver. I've gone to visit him because I didn't let him know I was coming over beforehand. I've had that revolver pulled on me twice, just going to visit him. So I don't really just show up unannounced anymore.
What he pulled? Oh, he don't want you in his house, so he pulled a gun on you.
No, he's just insecure because he's all like paranoid. So anybody, he pulled a gun on my mom before, other people, like you show up there unannounced, he'll just pull a gun on you.
No, I'm thinking he pulled a gun on you because he didn't want you there. You sure that
No,
ain't the
because
reason?
after that, I took my girlfriend in the house and met her, and then he was all nice to her, and she liked him. But I saw him have the gun, and
I'm thinking
the
he
second-
pulled the gun on you because he didn't want you in the house. I'm thinking you're
no, because he
twisting
doesn't
the
recognize
story.
the car, and he has a house. Well, his place is up on the hill, so you gotta go up a lane, and then up around his trailer, and not his shed, and then park there. So he doesn't recognize the car. He thinks it's somebody. Like he gets all weird, paranoid. But he's also
I'm
has
thinking
like
he knows
guns and
exactly
things.
who you are, and you're coming to ask him for something, and he don't.
I
And he
never asked my
pulls a
dad for
gun on
anything.
you.
My
I'm
dad didn't
thinking
show up until I was 12 years
he's
old.
going, "What do you want?" His
And I
first
made the
words out of
attempts
his
to actually
mouth.
get to know him, and then he really showed no attempt. And I mean, I lived with him for a little while, but we bump heads a lot. Very big,
Yeah, I'm
stubborn
thinking the
people.
first words out of his mouth while he's holding the gun on you is, "What do you want?"
Nope.
and you
See, I don't ask.
and you're
I don't
going
ask anything. See, I'm the kind
nothing.
of person that will literally suffer through everything until I'm almost at the brink of dead or almost the very nothing else left. Then I'll ask for help. But I will. I'm the
Wait a
most
minute.
stubborn
You
person.
told me the other day you at the age of I beg to disagree. The other day you told me at the age of 19 you signed up for food stamps. I beg to differ. I beg to differ, but I mean,
As a
at
final
the age
stance,
of
after
19, a,
I had my
a
hand
healthy
broken.
young 19-year-old man signs up for food
I
stamps.
had my
Now
own
you're
place. I was 18. I broke my hand 3 times within it was like 10
and
months
then
span.
at the age of
I
23, you signed up for
you
food stamps
shush.
again.
No, I
Look,
signed up
man,
so that way I could actually freaking eat because you can't work when you have your freaking right hand broken and you can't use the goddamn hand
okay,
for
but then
anything.
again, at 23, you signed up for food stamps, right? I'm just telling you what you said. So you broke your hand again when you were 23?
No, I don't remember saying that. I remember saying when I was younger, I got like $70 some, and that was about the most worthless thing. So I never bothered again.
You
I
said
used the
at
health.
19
I
you
had
filed
I
for
had the
food stamps?
I had the state healthcare system provided when I was a kid. Like that was all the way up to you're 18, and then you get kicked off the state system. So I mean, yeah, I have no healthcare now. So I mean, I just suck it up and just if I have a
No,
problem,
you
I
can
look at what the
get
symptoms are.
that
I
girl
find
that
out
lives
like,
down the
okay, I can
street
take
from
two
me
vitamins
gets
or whatever.
she gets some kind of fucking she's like 52 or something. She gets like Medicare and all that, whatever the fuck, because she's destitute. So don't tell me that. You get it too.
No, I just don't ask for anything because I don't like having to deal with all the bureaucracy and bullshit. I am not a
Oh,
person.
man.
I just
No,
hate dealing with it.
okay, you already said that he had fucking
Yes,
welfare.
because
Now
my
you're
mom
saying
signed
that
me
you
up.
don't
My
have
mom
it.
had me go sign up for it. So I mean, I had to have people prod me into actually doing these things out of my own not wanting to do them. But you pass
Oh, your
judgment on
mom
people.
made you do it.
So
As a grown man, you was a grown man.
well, she wanted me
Do
to
you know
eat.
how stupid
I'm
that
stubborn. Do you know
sounds?
how stubborn you are? I'm that stubborn. I would refuse to eat. I
Wait,
mean, if
you're
I had nothing,
18.
if I
You're a
couldn't,
grown man. Wait, you're 19. So you're 1 year older than a grown man, and your mother
if you
made you
think you're
do it.
grown at, if you're grown at 18, you're fooling something. I don't know.
Oh no, I was in the Marine Corps, so I mean,
Yeah. The Marine Corps takes the lowest IQ people, and they need those people because they need
you
you to
think that?
charge.
So you think that? Is that what
Well,
you
yeah,
think?
that's what they even know. I mean, they know the Marine Corps
So
is
an
literally
ASVAB
you.
test. So an ASVAB test where you get different scores to do different jobs. Or okay, okay,
No,
okay,
it's tactically
okay.
how you want it. Actually, you do not want thinking people that are going to question orders or
Well, you
do
didn't. Wait a minute. That ain't what
thinking
I'm
why in a
telling you.
job.
There's
Your
different
Marine is
scores
your
to do different jobs.
simple-minded person that
Okay,
you're sending there and just
There's different
kill that.
scores to do. There's different scores to do different jobs. But you're saying they only take low IQ people.
I said the Marine
I'm
Corps
going
is
by
the
what you
lowest
said.
of the IQ. Like so, when it starts out, like the one that takes the lowest
Okay,
IQ people, that's the Marine Corps, and then every
wait a
step
minute.
up
Stop.
is higher stuff.
Trobs, can you Google who does the Marine Corps have the lowest IQ of the military?
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet it has the highest.
They just had to lower the GED standards so they could get more people into the Marines
Wait
because
a minute.
their
No.
recruitment's so low.
Well, we'll wait to see what Trump says.
Hold on. Quora is the first thing that popped up here.
I mean, you don't want. They can't be dumb,
Just
like
shut up and
drooling
wait
on
to
themselves.
listen. Just shut up for a second.
Quora is not the best place for this. Hold on. I gotta dig through here. The lowest acceptable percentile score to join is 36 for the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
35 for the Navy, 32 for the Marine Corps, and 31 for the Army. The Army has, this is not saying they have the lowest IQ, they have the lowest acceptable percentile score. The lowest here is the Army, followed by the Marine Corps. But I don't know.
I guess I see that as so because the Army is more to be a reserve force for the Marines. So your Marines are your first, then just kill every fucking thing, and then they pave the way
So
for
what?
the
So
rest.
what are you
Engineer
saying? What the Marines has the highest whatever score or the
the
lowest or what?
lowest, the second lowest acceptance.
second lowest. That is, but that's not saying that they have the lowest IQ. They have the lowest acceptable percentile
The
to be
threshold.
admitted.
So basically, you have to meet they
I
have the
thought you
lowest
just said
threshold.
the Air
one of the
Force
lowest.
had the lowest.
No, they're
We
the
did.
highest.
No, sorry. The lowest was the Army, followed by the Marine Corps. So this
You
is
said
something
the Air
interesting.
Force had a 29, didn't
He
you?
started as
Hold
the
on.
highest and went to the lowest.
No, I didn't. Hold on. I may be making a mistake here. The lowest acceptable percentile score to join is 36 for the Air Force. That's actually the highest. 35 for the Navy, which is the second highest. 32 for the Marine Corps. But yeah, Gadwin's right. It starts at the highest and goes down. 31 for the Army. I didn't know they had it in that order.
Which I see, the Army is more of a reserve force. They don't really get sent in until after the Marine, and everybody else has pretty much gone in, fucking hammered the hell out
No,
of
you're
everything.
wrong, Gadwin. The Army
I've had
goes
many
in
family
when-
members that served. Like I have
That don't
multiple
mean
veterans
nothing.
in
You're
my family.
wrong. The Army goes in when there's an act, when the Congress signs a act of war. That's when the Army goes in. It's not a reserve force. When it's actually signed a act of war, that's when the Army goes in. The Marine Corps can go in like on a skirmish or
Well,
whatever.
yeah, the president has that 90-day window where he can start a skirmish with somebody. He has 90 days basically. He can go in there. He got to wrap it up.
Now
though, in
you're
90
fucking
days.
flip flopping. Shut the fuck up.
Because you got the Navy SEALs. They send the Navy SEALs. They just did a fucking thing where they lost a guy off the back of a fucking tanker, or was it a tanker or a fucking container ship? They lost him out in the fucking sea. It was SEAL Team 6 and another SEAL team. They lost one guy. I mean, they still do missions all over the place. The Navy is one of the most active military forces we have, alongside the Air Force. They run hand in hand with each other. And then the Marine Corps is part of the Navy. Of course, that's their ground force. And the Army sits here as a reserve force. So anything it does
It's
break
not a
loose,
reserve
then Congress.
The
Congress
Army
then
is
comes
not a reserve force. I don't know where you're coming up with this shit. Because your
Because
uncle and
Congress approving of
cousin
war,
was
then
in
that
it.
calls in the reserves, all the military. They come the fuck in and bring
The
everything they have.
reserves
then.
are the reserves. Active duty Army
Why do you
is
think
not
it's called the
reserve.
Army Reserves?
Holy
The Army
shit, man.
Reserves is the Army Reserves.
I know it's the Army Reserves.
This is actually mind blowing to me. The numbers that we just went over. It says here, if a person scores below 70 on a properly administered and scored IQ test, he or she is in the bottom 2% of the American population. That's 70, and meets the first condition necessary to be
Oh, but
defined as
Trump,
having
those
mental
scores you were talking
retardation.
about, though, Trump,
What?
those 35 and shit, that wasn't IQ. That was like a GT
No.
test. That wasn't
No.
IQ.
That's the lowest accepted IQ to get into that particular branch.
That
So
wasn't an IQ test. That was called a GT score.
Hold
You ain't
on.
getting in the
They
service
test
with
you.
a fucking 35.
Yeah, they give you a
IQ
test
test.
before you even go in. So, like, if you go to a recruitment office, they'll give you a test. You got to do the test, and then you get a score.
But it does say the entire question is, what is the lowest IQ military branch? And the answer is the lowest acceptable percentile score to join is 36 for the Air Force, and then so
It's
on.
not
and
an
so forth.
IQ test. It's called a GT score. You ain't getting in no fucking. If you have a fucking 36 IQ, you're like a.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it don't make sense. So you're
that's
saying
like
that's
Helen
not
Keller. That's Helen Keller stupid when you're in the 30s there. I mean, that's
okay.
no, no, you get a score in there. So like it's like some kind of altitude test that they have you take. So anytime you do go like a recruitment office, I had a friend that went in. He failed. I wasn't shocked actually.
Yeah, me either. I mean, your friends are pretty. They gotta be that fuck. They ain't too swift if they're your buddies.
Well, I knew him. He had confidence he could be a Marine. I was like, no, you don't. But he went and tried. So hey, at least A for trying. A special needs buddy. You encourage them.
According to Psychology Today, it's saying almost the opposite of what I thought it was saying. It says, finally, according to the Pentagon, 71% of Americans aged 17 to 24 would fail to qualify for military service. I'm not going to read all this, but in sum, enlisted military members are better educated, get higher test scores, and come from higher socioeconomic backgrounds than their similarly aged peers in society. That's
I believe
surprising to
that.
me.
Oh, see,
That's what I'm trying to tell Dimwit.
I have a couple friends that are around here. Well, not really friends, but just acquaintances that were Marines. They're the biggest pieces of shit I know. One went from heroin addict to being a meth addict to just doing all kinds. He's in prison now. The other one's just dumber than a box of fucking rocks. I don't know why anybody would give him any kind of gun. Like he went to Iraq like 6 months and came back. And then how many times did Blake go over? Just once. Yeah, I think he went once, and then he got discharged because he's a bit fucking wacko. Like, yeah, Sharpie went over multiple times. He can't. I mean, that's when he got into all the heroin after he did his Afghanistan tour.
I'm way behind on chat.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna have to fly through it.
Gadwin, how many times did you fight the leprechaun with a laser? You certainly proved your fucking.
See, now all you try to do is degrade me. Have I been trying to degrade you necessarily? No, we're talking about an actual thing. No, the Marines. I said there's a reason for that. If I could have an army and my Marine Corps was made up of nothing but psychopaths, I would have the fucking most dominating fucking Marine force in world history, because psychopaths would be the best fucking killing force possible.
You
And I
can't
bet
have an army of psychopaths. They'd be
the Romans were.
fucking each other over. They'd be fucking you over.
The
Can't
Romans
have
were,
a fucking
no, they found
army
a lot of the reason for the
psychopaths, you
Romans,
moron.
how the reason the Romans were so fucking sadistic is because the lead in all their wine and their water and stuff made them into a bunch of fucking psychopaths. But that also made them into one of the best killing forces because they just got the fuck in there and just killed.
You're wrong. You cannot have a army of psychopaths.
No,
They
I didn't
would
say
fuck
everyone
each other.
was, but a lot of them were psychopaths. And if you have an army of psychopaths, you have a hell of a good military force because they're not going to
No, you
second guess.
don't. No, you don't.
going
You're
out.
wrong. You have to have an army of well-disciplined people, you idiot. You don't know nothing about
Just
nothing. That's
because
why I
it's-
keep.
You know, psychopaths aren't stupid people. Psychopaths are some of the smartest people. Like Jeffrey Dahmer was a psychopath, but he just had no empathy for the people he
That's why
killed.
you're a fucking
That's why I'm
moron.
No, if you send
think you can
psychopaths,
have a
they're
group
not
of
going to get
psychopaths
they're
and
not going to
get
get
something
trauma from
done?
killing people. They're not going to be
You're a
traumatized by it.
fucking idiot, dude. You're an idiot.
No, you just
You
can't
cannot
understand it.
have an army of psychopaths and accomplish a
I don't think
a
you understand what a
mission.
psychopath. I think you think a crazy person is a psychopath. That is not a psychopath. A person
I
running
know
around going
exactly
mad,
what
foaming
you're
at the mouth
talking
is
about,
not a
you
psychopath.
fucking
A
moron.
psychopath is a person
You
that has no
can't
empathy.
have
for
an
things.
army of psychopaths and accomplish a mission. Like, hey, we're gonna go
Being a
take over
psychopath
this
is about
thing.
emotional. Like, you're not a psychopath, I can say. You get very emotional.
I can't say much
You
about the
cannot
military.
have an army of psychopaths.
We can drop this one because we're not going to get anywhere with it. But on a similar note, I do know that according to the rest of the population, there is a ton of psychopaths that crop up in business circles and the bigwigs of companies, and it makes
Yep.
sense. They have no problem treating other humans like garbage, and that means they make more profits.
Yep. Cutthroat.
Okay,
But I don't know about military.
Oh,
okay.
it's the same thing. Where's that Hemingway quote? For man who has killed man long enough, that does nothing more than wants to kill men.
Hey, dimwit guy. Who's the greatest general from World War II? Or maybe the greatest general ever? Who do you think?
Uh,
A deer and animal does not place
I'd say Leonidas.
feeling like does
Oh, you're so.
Oh, no,
fucking
wait, no.
stupid.
Alexander the Great would probably be one of the better ones.
No, you're fucking stupid. You got to come up modern age. Them guys ain't shit.
Alexander was a
fucking
tactical master for his time. Like his whole feigning, the whole legion of phalanx, like ordering around thousands of men in a time when you just had to yell orders. That's amazing. Nowadays,
Let's go
you can
with
just
world.
it's
First of
all-
all, they didn't do shit. Come up more modern times. You've been watching 300 or fucking that movie with.
Well, hey, you
you've been
got
watching too many-
Leonidas right. You know, Leonidas was the leader of the Spartans at the time, but he was also the
You've
general
been
of their
watching
army.
too many stupid fucking movies. Let's talk about historical.
Well, see,
let's talk about real
Patton
generals.
wasn't
not
a real
from the
general.
movie.
Patton was a distraction. Patton was politicized so that way they could use him as a
Okay,
distraction.
forget about him. Let's talk about it. Okay, what other general? Who? Or commander or whatever. What general or what commander or what president?
I would say
what
one of the best
what
commanders in
conqueror?
chiefs. One of the best commander in chiefs America had would be Abe Lincoln. During the Civil War, he pulled out some
You're
pretty
still
good shit.
fucking crazy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
How is this not? When you have to write letters and actually send
You have
messengers
no
off
fucking
and
idea
organize
what
men
you're
that you
talking
cannot
about.
actually contact them, and letters take months at a time, getting reinforcements, organizing food movements, troop movements, train movements, everything. And a time like those, and nowadays you can just call up a guy and a whole bunch of freaking people just
I'm
send
talking
messages
about
on
to
the phone.
win a world war. I'm talking about
Win a world war?
war with the when the world is at war. You fucking idiot. I'm talking about wars. I'm not talking about some.
FDR.
We're jumping through topics like crazy.
Eisenhower?
Before we move on, I want to check something real quick. Jesus Christ,
ahead.
man,
Winston
I had it up.
Churchill.
That's actually no.
No. Churchill
Uh,
couldn't have done shit without the United States.
This
Well,
is a quote from Hemingway. Is it the one that you were
folks
looking
gonna
for?
fuck his ass up.
Yeah, I'll start it, and if it's not, you can stop me. The world breaks everyone, and afterward many are strong at the broken places. But those
No.
that will, okay, not it. I can't find it, but you guys can continue. Another piss break?
Yeah, I think, or a beer run. Here, I'll get the quote here in a second. There is no hunting like the hunting of man, and those who have hunted armed men long enough and liked it never care for anything other, therefore.
Oh, that's so fucking sweet. Oh, wow. What a great guy. Coming from an ambulance driver in France. All he did was drive a fucking ambulance and blow his brain. No wonder you like him. He wants to blow, he blew his brains out and you want to blow your brains out. What a great
That was
guy.
a good quote. And if you do look at people who,
Who gives a fuck about a quote? He's a fucking entertainer. All he was a fucking writer. He didn't go do nothing. He's an ambulance driver and
he's
fucking
talking about mercenaries, people who
I feel
served
like
military
you
and
put
became
too much emphasis on experience when good writers that are like acclaimed and have stood the test of time, they tend to be some of the most intelligent people on the planet.
Hemingway also has a quote, the best writers are the best liars. How about that one?
Is that true?
Yes,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
true.
if they can tell you a tale and you believe it, I mean, that makes them a good.
Yeah, well, I don't see it as necessarily a negative thing, especially if they're a fiction writer. It means that you can get immersed in their work.
Yeah, what's that guy's name from Scientology? L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard. He has the
Yeah.
quote that if you want to be rich, make a religion or something like that.
Yep, and he's right.
He is.
But he has probably no empathy for the people either. And that's how I see a lot of these like televangelists. I put a video in the thing today about televangelists. But it's just how they're so emotionless about taking the poorest people's money and just pocketing it so they can buy a new private jet or a new stadium to preach from. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Listen to me, you fucking moron. Curtis LeMay. General Curtis LeMay. They won't fucking put him out because that motherfucker fucked everything up. He was even gonna bomb the fuck. He told JFK to nuke Cuba. They won't put him out.
Well.
Huh?
I don't remember too many general names.
Curtis Emerson LeMay was an American Air Force general who implemented an effective but controversial strategic bombing campaign in the Pacific theater of World War II.
Oh, that's when we hammered the fuck out of Japan. Just
he probably killed more people than any. he probably killed more people than anybody in the history. He's the first guy that ever he introduced what's that shit that they did at napalm.
Yeah, napalm strikes.
He
Oh, yeah,
would
they
get
do.
up behind pilots. He would get up. He found out that pilots were playing fucking sissy in World War II on bombers. He would get in missions. He would go up on missions and fly behind them. Say, any motherfucker that doesn't fly that mission, I will court martial on the spot. Hey, fuck you, motherfucker. You don't know shit. You watch movies and shit. You don't read. You got to read, you fucking dummy. Read. He knew if they fucking lost the war, he was going to get hung for war crimes.
Well, he understands.
Just like anybody that loses, when you
calm down
lose a
now.
war, guess what, dummy? Whoever loses face war crimes. Whoever loses gets hung for war crimes, you jerk.
Well, no, we see the thing is we understand that the mentality of the Japanese. See, we've seen how they did the Bay of Pigs, where they went in and slaughtered like how many, like 20,000 Chinese people. It
The
was just
Bay of
like,
Pigs was in Cuba. What are you talking about?
no.
We understand the Japanese.
what was that one attack they did? They went into a Chinese bay in the area, and they just went and slaughtered like tons of Chinese
You don't
people.
even know what the fuck you're talking
Well, I
about.
can't remember. Yeah, when there's 1,000 fucking battles over the last 4,000 fucking years, you can remember every fucking name
The
of
Bay
one
of
of them.
Pigs was in the 60s, you fucking ignorant fool.
Guys, before we jump too much, I just want to let you know ahead of time, as I try to do, I'm going to be running another 15 minutes or so. We're going on 2 hours, so wrap her up.
Nanking, the slaughter of Nanking, that was it. I'm pretty sure. That's where the Japanese went in and just fucking
Yeah,
slaughtered the
Goofy, what I
Chinese.
got to do to push your buttons and send you over the top? Tell me what's your weakness? What sends you
See,
over the
I've
edge?
been pushed and by so many people in so many
What-
ways.
what does
that
Don- how do I get a
you will
hold of
never be
Don
able to break
Zelli?
me, Pat.
What do I
Like,
got to
I'm
do
a
to get
movable
Don Zelli?
object to you.
How do I reach Don Zelli? I got to get
Don
Don
Zelli.
Zelli to fucking trip you out. I want her to rip your fucking heart out. Rip your fucking heart.
Maybe she'll give it to you then, so you have one.
Damn. Patrick's in the mood today. You need to do that fucking whatever you called it, the jelly roll dance thing.
I bet his hemorrhoids are just flared up, so that's why he's all pissed off.
Speaking of piss, I think you went for another one.
I know I can get under people's skins because I can show no emotions at times. It's like I can just block it all. Like, yeah, it gets under my skin at times, but it's like I gotta show no emotions because that's gonna affect them more if I show than if I show.
Right. It's a game. But for me,
Uh-huh.
generally, it just, people don't bother me. The way I look at it is what they say is irrelevant unless you think there's some truth to it. If they
Yeah, there's
call
some
you,
things that bother me, but a lot of times it's just like, are you fucking serious? Like, come at me better than that, and like,
right. That's generally how it is with me. But even if it's something very hardcore, like if I don't think it's true, why would I be offended by it? It's like,
yeah,
it's
that's why I
just-
tell people it's like you gotta have truth in it for it to actually sting
right,
people.
right. That's why if you want to offend someone, you need to know them pretty well, or unless they're easily triggered.
Which I find with right wingers, I mean, you just gotta say like they sniffed on Trump's farts or something like that, and they get all fucking butthurt.
Generally, if you bring up Trump in any way, they tend to get angry.
I know it's like, our leader, do not talk about dear leader.
It's
Oh,
funny
there he is.
because they
First
use
of all,
they-
I would like to tell you something about Curtis LeMay. He burned up like 3/4 of Japan, and they all they talk about is the bomb. He burned up like 3/4 of Japan with napalm.
Actually, it's funny because I just put a
Fried that
thing.
fucking country.
If you're,
But they
if you
won't.
had,
They keep that out of the history books because they don't want to. They keep-
Patrick, it's funny you bring that up.
Listen,
I just put the fucking podcast about this shit in our fucking Discord like yesterday or today.
You little
Yeah.
gay man. You had
Shut
one
up.
shot at being a heterosexual. You had one shot with Don Zelli. But I personally believe Don Zelli is a man from Newark, New Jersey with a hairy back. So
Yeah, she
you
looks
still
like
faggot.
Danny DeVito too. Danny DeVito, my bad. Not Donnie. Danny DeVito.
You're saying Don Zelli looks like Danny DeVito?
Oh, did you ever see that
Well,
time?
you're the-
Don?
Well, you're the
Danny
one who was
DeVito
going to
crawled out of
commit
the couch naked?
suicide over him.
Hey,
What's
I
that
know.
say about your taste? What's
You know,
that say about your taste?
I have a spot in my heart for people of that nature. Just fucked up by nature.
Yeah, what's that say about your taste?
Look.
in
I mean, you're
fucking
talking
men?
to you. You're all fucked up. I mean, you look like a
Look, what's
recliner
that say
man.
about your taste? Even for a gay guy, what's that say about your taste in men?
Like,
What?
Ross, have you ever seen the movie
Let me
Wall-E?
tell you something.
A long time ago. I don't remember much
Because
about
Patrick looks like the fat guy in Wall-E after he got old, and he's just sitting in the recliner.
You know what?
it. I
You
don't,
look.
I don't remember.
What? Okay. Let's talk about that. How come you ain't got your? You can't do that because you ain't
I
got
don't
your
have a
picture.
camera.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. You
I
can't.
have a
all your
32-inch
computer shit-
TV with like a $1,500 computer here. I got a mouse and a keyboard and a headphone.
Yeah, but you got a cell phone. You cannot make remarks about anybody's physicality unless you show your picture. You can't do
I'll
it.
work. I'll work on Pat. I'll see if I can.
And
I'll go
besides
order one or
that,
something.
when I was I got pictures when I was skinny and muscular, and I'm an old man now, so that don't matter. So
Oh,
I
I
already
know.
been skinny and muscular. I already been skinny and muscular, so fuck you.
Yeah,
And
but
I
can
make
get
more
back into
money.
that
I
shape
make
now.
more money in my sleep than you make doing a full-time job. So fuck you too.
And you're lucky
I
my
got a
son's in the
Harley.
room,
I
or I
got
would say some other
straight
things. that are
straight ahead outside that wall. I got a motherfucking motorcycle that's worth more than you made in a year.
Oh, I could care less about material things, Patrick.
Well, I don't. I
You can
love
always
material
make more
things.
money. Material things, I mean, so what? They come and go. I mean, one day you have
They
a
make
nice
me
house
happy.
and all these cars, and then
material.
a tornado comes through and you have nothing.
Hey, listen, you fucking faggot, you self-proclaimed faggot, you self-proclaimed fucking fairy motherfucking faggot.
That means not much coming
Material
from somebody from
things
the Navy.
Make me happy.
In the
you
Navy.
fucking fairy motherfucker.
Did you get down Periscope?
Look, am I wealthy? No, I'm not wealthy. But do I got enough to make me happy? You fucking right, you fucking faggot ass
Exactly,
weenie.
because money
I
talks.
am here
wealth
to tell
whisperer.
you you're a fucking faggot. You're a fucking weenie. And that's all you ever was, and that's
Get
all you
angry.
ever be.
Come on,
And I'm
private.
coming at
Give
you with
everything
a
you got.
knuckle sandwich. Be glad that you're not in my
Make
presence
that
right
hemorrhoid
now.
push right out.
Because it's motherfucking payback. Payback is a bitch.
Calm down, Patrick. Drink your beer. You feel
You
better?
would wish that you could drive Black Betty. Bam, ba, bam, whoa, Black Betty. The
Whoa,
beautiful,
Black Betty. Bam, bam.
precious,
Whoa, Black Betty. Bam, bam.
richest, black and shiny chrome machine.
Oh, I drove some
You
nice
Stupid
big muscle cars in my day.
fucking leprechaun laser playing fucking hillbilly redneck from the
Ah,
Pennsylvania goofball welfare fucked up motherfucker. Is your ex-wife in the room with you? This goes to her too. If you're his ex motherfucking wife, why the fuck are you in the house with him? You welfare bum, you welfare Jezebel.
Somebody
Ask
cut
her,
his
ask that
SSI off.
Jezebel. Why is she in the house with you if you're ex? You Jezebel.
Pat, I want to give you a little assistance with this game. When you show anger, it appears as weakness. It's not a good thing.
Well,
Exactly.
says you toothless fucking what's that needle? You needle junkie. You junkie.
Thank you, Pat. That was sweet.
You steroid freak.
You know, he would make a great mall Santa.
He would be beating up children.
I know, but he'd be hitting on their moms like why he's doing it.
Did you even did you even clean your toilet yet? You fucking
fuck,
disgusting,
fuck
filthy,
no, dude.
degenerate. You
Dude,
degenerate, filthy, diseased animal. You bring a diseased cat in there, the motherfucker leaves even worse off.
I bet Patrick had to clean the toilets a lot in the military. You look at him, he's
Dude.
smiling. He knows he's putting an act on. Look at him, he's smiling.
I was thinking about doing it, but once I figured out how, like, especially Andy was so disgusted by it, like now it's like a project. I want to put it off as long as possible.
Listen, I'll tell you what you do. Get about a gallon or a 2-gallon pot. Boil the fuck out of it with water. Dump bleach all over that toilet and a couple gallons of bleach. And then
I'll
just
call a hazmat crew and tell them to replace it.
or do that. But you got the dump bleach on that thing and then dump gallon hot boiling water all over it. Or do like he said, just replace it.
I wouldn't be
But when you're
surprised if
replacing
I'm
that thing, you got to
actually.
put on a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, there probably is some serious fucking like shit mixed up in there, and I'm breathing it every time I take a dump.
It looks like some kind
there's
of
no
fungus
question-
that's
no
only known to
question
Trobe
about- there's no
spoil it.
question. Oh, no question about that.
But
No question about that.
but-
That's a lung disease. There's some kind of lung disease in that motherfucker.
there's a line somewhere, but a good amount of shit like in your system is actually good for your immune system. I'm not talking about like extreme like I do, but
Well, I
like-
don't want pink eye, but
What?
you can have it.
What did you
So-
said that
so
shit's are you
No,
telling me
no.
that stuff is good for
No.
your breath?
that's not what I'm saying. So I'm on the extreme end. So take the extreme opposite. Highly clean people. They get sick more often, according to studies, more
Yeah.
than anyone else because their immune system never has a chance to adjust to anything.
Well, another thing is too is actually humans are not to bathe every day. Like especially if you do bathe every day, don't use soap every day.
Man,
Because soap.
this motherfucker ain't stinking. Now
Listen,
you're trying to come up with a reason
Listen.
why you don't bathe.
shut up and listen to me. This is proven by
Nah,
science.
this is why I don't bathe, because you're not supposed to bathe. Man, get the fuck out of my face.
It strips you
Oh, I
of
read
your
this
natural
somewhere.
oils.
You're not supposed
and
to
those
bathe every
natural
day. That's
oils
why I
in your
stink like a
skin actually
motherfucker.
protect you from a lot of viruses and foreign things that would get into your system.
There
By
is
using
truth to
soap
that.
on your skin, it actually kills the bacteria that's actually meant there to protect you.
Yeah, there is good bacteria, and
Is that why you don't bathe but once a month or something like that? Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's to save on water bills, Patrick, and soap. I'm so poor.
Well,
right now.
you get that Section 8 water bill, so you ain't worry
I
about
know.
that.
I know. I'm worrying.
What-
I'm worrying
what-
about
why is
you
it-
paying
yeah,
for
what-
it, Patrick.
I want to. Your Jezebel sitting next to you. Put her on the horn. I want to see what she got to
No,
say.
you want to try a hit on her. You just try a hit
I
on
wanna
everybody.
See what that Jezebel, why she's staying with you. Ask her. I want put her next to you and ask her why is she staying with you if she's your ex
Because
wife
we
or
made
whatever.
two spawns of evil together, and well, she wants me to beat them more than her.
Ask Jezebel why she is staying with you.
Because it's for the better of the kids. What do you think?
What the fuck are you talking about? If you're divorced, how's that better? They're fucking probably in school going, yeah, I live with my divorced mom, and everybody's going, what the fuck are you talking about? Or my parents are divorced, but we live together. They're going, what the
Well,
fuck?
if your parents are together, does it matter if they're married? Like, my parents were never married. It doesn't make them not my parents.
You know what the fuck I mean.
I know, but for the beneficial
Coming up
kids,
with
it's
some-
better their
You're
real
coming
dad
up with
than
this
the
corny
stepdad
shit.
or the
You're coming up with some
stepmom.
hippie. Coming up with some hippie ass
No, I'm
bullshit
just,
like you
I'm just
always
laying
do.
out the reasons why, and it's beneficial for them, and that should be the main objective when you're a parent, is to put the children before your own wants and needs.
You're coming up with some kind of hippie stupid ass bullshit.
You calm
Then
down.
why'd
now.
you get divorced then?
Because she
why'd
was in
you get
Texas.
married
We
if you
were,
don't
we
think
were
like that?
separated. I got divorced because I was going to move to Italy, and then Donzelli pulled the carpet out from under me, and I was like, "Well, fuck you too, then." And now I'm here
Yeah,
with
but
my
you
kids.
don't even you say, but you didn't even like Donzelli. You don't even like her, according to. I mean, even when you was going to move to Italy, you didn't even like her,
I
according
liked
to you.
her. I
No,
liked her.
that ain't what you said. You said you were
I said a
using
lot
her
of
to
things
get.
because I was angry. When you say things when you're angry, I
No,
mean,
just
a lot of times
about
you
a
mean
month,
them.
not too long ago, you said you were using her to get to citizenship.
I
That's
just
what you
said that
said.
for reasons, but not because that's actual feelings. No.
You said not too long ago, within the last month or so, you just wanted to use her to get citizenship. You're a
I
user
remember
and a
something about the
taker.
conversation, but I don't remember exactly. It was something about because there's work available over there, or something like that.
Yeah, and you wanted to use her to get. You're a taker, a user, a shyster, all that shit. You're
I would
rotten.
say that every person is a user, but some people have respect is to give back from who they use from.
Nobody fucking gets married to get citizenship unless they're a fucking
I mean,
flim
marriage is
flam.
so you can use each other, so you have each other that
No, man. Now you're twisting shit like you always do. Like you don't bathe because,
a
like
kid uses their
I
parent.
don't take a bath because I don't want to get sick. And
No,
you
I
know,
said
you also
still
know.
shower.
Do you
Just don't
also
use soap
realize
all
when
the
you
time
don't
or a
bathe, you
lot.
do get sick, motherfucker? You also know if you don't bathe, you will get sick because you're fucking.
I don't get sick. Wash your hands. I mean, if you shit, don't put your fingers in your mouth. I mean,
you also know when you're living in your own squalor, you can get sick.
well, yeah, it's called cholera.
I have a funny
There's a lot of
feeling you
history
live
around
just like
cholera.
this other fucking meathead. That meathead to the
All I said was
left
you don't
of
have to
you.
use so much soap.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm
Patrick,
looking
is
at the
it
screen.
Patrick? Is it true that you said a couple of days ago that you're in love?
Yeah, with my fucking Harley and my guns.
Is that what you meant
Yeah, I
when you
said
said
that.
it? Oh, okay.
I love my guns and my Harley and my material things, if that's what you're referring to.
I don't know. It's something Meathole brought up.
No,
Meat
see, I
Hole.
see, material things is something people usually turn to when they don't have emotional things. So when you can't attach your emotions to things, you have to attach them to something. So people attach them to physical objects instead
I
of actual
love my
people.
guns and my motherfucking Harley. And I like my couch. I like my fucking bed at night. I like my chair. What the fuck's your problem?
Don't you
Well-
have ideas or like virtues or ideology that you love? Why is it only
No, because
things?
that change. Yeah, that changes usually though. But I'm pretty much set in my ways.
Okay.
You don't have no kids?
Fuck no, I don't have no kids.
Well, that thank you.
I
mean, if
love the
there's a
idea
God,
that I don't
I
have
mean,
no
that's a
kids
good-
in this world. Then they wouldn't have to grow up or they'd already be adults and have to deal with fucking goofballs like you and say dad, or I'd make them call me Patrick. I
Are you
wouldn't have-
bitter
They
because
say,
you didn't
Dad,
have
what's
kids
up with this
pester you for
motherfucker?
saying-
Do I have to give him a knuckle sandwich? No, don't do that. Then you end up in the joint. Or
Well,
I wonder if I
if
call
you
this
don't
guy
have
a
kids,
faggot. Will they'll give me
where's
a
Mrs.
felony
Rowe?
for-
Did she run over
There
the
ain't
micro?
no Mrs. Rowe.
So, because you didn't have emotional things like children, a wife, you attached your emotions to a motorcycle and guns.
I didn't attach him to nothing. I didn't trade one for the other
No, but you
like
You
you
found-
would, you
filled
fucking
that
goofy
hole with something.
motherfucker. I didn't trade one for the other. I didn't
No,
have
you filled a
fucking.
hole,
I
I
don't
said.
have a wife. I didn't trade one for the other.
Yeah, because you didn't have the other, and so they left a void. So therefore, you filled it with objects.
Listen, are you telling me there's people out there that don't have wives that love their 57 Chevy?
Oh yeah, did you
Two?
ever watch 40-Year-Old Virgin? That's a good example of that.
No, I never watched it. Anyway, are you
Like, guys,
get
it's
back
40,
to my
just buy
question?
shit.
Are you telling me there's somebody out there that has a fucking car that he loves, plus he loves his wife?
No, I'd say he probably loves the car more than his wife because she's nagged the shit out of him. To the
Okay,
point where he
then.
don't
So
give a
what
fuck
the
anymore.
fuck don't you understand about me?
Well, see, the thing about
What
marriage
the
is
fuck
after a
don't
while,
you?
you do get
I
to
just
a point
don't
where
have the
it's
wife. I just love
it's
my
mutual
my
just living
stuff.
together.
Then what don't you understand about what I just said, you jerk?
You calm down now. Quit being so mean. This isn't your bar.
So you sound like a gay. Quit being so mean. You're mean to me.
Well,
You're
I'm not
mean.
sitting
That's
here
mean.
degrading you and talking all shitty to you, am I? Treat
I'm
people
just
how
trying.
you want to
I'm
be
telling
treated.
you how it is. I'm just
If you
telling
want,
you how it
if
is.
you want people to talk to you like shitty, then we'll talk to them shitty. But I don't want to be talked to you shitty, so
You
don't
want
talk to
people
me
to
shitty.
talk to you shitty. You want
I'm
people
not
to
talking
talk
to
to
you
you
shitty.
shitty.
Well, that's
I
your
mean, you
Christian
even talk
values.
like a
Isn't that how
fucking
you were
bitch.
raised? You didn't have nothing
You
nice to
even
say. Don't
talk
open
like
your
a
fucking mouth.
bitch. You talk like a bitch.
Oh,
Patrick, would you like to have a wife?
No.
he gives
If I
himself the
would,
five
if I
finger
would,
discount
I'd
every
have
night.
one. Anything
Okay.
I would want to have, I'd have it. Don't you understand that?
No, you don't want a
Gotcha.
wife.
Why don't you understand? Would you like to have one? How hard is it to go get one? It ain't hard.
It's just a question, Pat. Just a question.
I mean, what the fuck? If I'd like to have one, I'd have one. Wouldn't you have one?
If I wanted one, probably.
Yeah,
No,
he's had
you
one,
wouldn't
kind
have
of.
one. You had to go get one that was blind, and you'd have to get one that
He knows.
missing
He did
the
this toe in
fucking
the water.
five
It's like,
senses.
yeah.
The only way you could have one, they couldn't have any senses because they couldn't have smell. They could have to be blind. They could have their hearing. That's about it. Motherfucker definitely couldn't have no smell, no sight,
Come to my voice, Patrick. You know
no,
you
no
want to.
taste. They couldn't have no
Mm.
taste. What's that shit you made? What did you say? Fucking. What was that?
I don't even
What was that
I don't even
fish shit you
remember.
made?
It had
What
I
was
know
that shit you
that
made?
the
What was
two
that
worst
shit you made?
things in
What'd
it
you
was
say you made? What you took?
fish
What
and
kind of?
broccoli was fish and broccoli were the two worst that I should have known
No, but
better,
what
but
kind of fish was it? What kind of fish was it?
I think it was Alaskan cod.
Yeah, cod
I
and
can't
broccoli
remember.
and beans. You said
Yeah.
the bitch definitely can't have no taste. Like, hey, honey, that's worse than Broom going on a date. Let's go to the petting zoo. Let's go to the petting zoo.
Has
Yeah,
Jason ever got on here?
And plus, you can't have no class. Can't have no class. I don't even think you two idiots could top Broom going to the petting zoo. Let me ask you something, Trobs. And then
Go ahead.
the second question is the same question. Where did you take your girlfriend on a date? Just throw out where you went on a date. Where'd you go on a date?
You mean
And don't be
normally?
funny. Just tell me where you go on a date.
Well, I'm trying to boil it down so I can answer you. Do you mean like my normal or like what's the best place I've ever gone to or what?
Just a normal date. Like, okay, honey, let's go on a date. Whenever you're courting her, not you're
I
going
don't-
on a date.
I've never done anything like that. It's never been my thing. I prefer to be at their home or them at my home. I've always been against going out type shit. I'm
You
not a
never
people
went
person.
to McDonald's or nothing like that.
A
You
few
never even went to
times,
the
but-
movies.
A few times, but not on a date. I went to the movies maybe 4 or 5 times when I was a teenager, but never after that. I sort of started hating just
Okay, you
public.
can't just say that. You didn't go to the petting zoo or panning for copper.
No.
I mean, the random fap in public, maybe, but
I mean,
I'm
you
actually not
never.
like that in real
But
life.
where'd you go? What movie? Do you remember what
I know,
movie?
Chops. I know it's interesting.
Do you remember what did you go to McDonald's or where'd you go?
Well, the best place I ever went is it's called Cafe on the Square, and I'll never fucking go there again.
Was it pretty hip? Was it kind of a hit? That sounds
It
like a
was
hip
a
place.
piece of shit, fucking like upper class. I got a salad, and they cut the little salad cucumbers into diamonds and shit, and that salad costed me like $60, and I will never ever fucking do that again. That's retarded.
Yeah, but
The
I mean,
portions are so small and the price is so high.
But-
It's
It's
just,
ridiculous.
but
Like,
it
what
was
the
actually
fuck?
good though. It was just too. It was good. It was just so expensive. You wasn't allowed to. It burned you so much that it wasn't
Kind of.
allowing you to eat it.
It wasn't
trick-
really good. It was kind of, I would give it like a 8 out of 10 maybe, but it wasn't worth what I paid for it.
Right. Because what I'm trying to tell you is because you paid so much for it,
Yeah,
you
that's
couldn't
true.
enjoy it. You couldn't
Yeah,
enjoy it.
absolutely, absolutely.
I'd say the
Okay.
best thing you can do is find a nice, good buffet that has a good variety, a lot of shit, and just take them there. That way, they're happy. They'll find anything they want. I
Do
like the
you
China House
remember the
buffet.
movie you went to? Do you remember one of the movies you went to?
Most of the time, I was like in a even more hardcore goth phase than I am now, so it was probably like a Blade movie or something like that, but I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. Second, the same question to you there, meathead.
By the way, after this question, I'm gonna be shutting down.
Repeat the question
Okay.
again.
What do you remember where you took your wife or girlfriend on your date? Like what a place you went on a date?
Oh yeah, China House buffet. We still go there to this
Okay.
day.
So that's a place you went on a date. Now, like, okay, do you remember where you took her on to a movie or what movie it was?
Let's see. We
Let's
went to
talk about
see.
like the first or second movie, not like recently.
Well, we didn't go to see many movies, so the one I can remember is that Star Wars episode 7, 8. I don't remember which. It might have been one of the Rogue ones or some other one. I can't remember. There's so many of them nowadays. But I remember the
Yeah.
We watched the 3D one where the fucking ships were actually coming like out of the screen at us and everything. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool.
So you never went to the petting zoo or to go pan for gold or pan for
What the
copper
fuck?
Like
or whatever?
we did family things like every year we go to Ag Progress Days up at Penn State. It's a big ag thing where they have all kinds of vendors and Penn State does a bunch of educational stuff, teach you about different agriculture and stuff
Oh,
like that.
I talked to my boy today. My boy's 75 and his wife's 68. His wife and his wife, they live in Lewistown. His wife and his neighbors, which is they went up to State College to go shopping, which is Penn State.
Yep.
Anyway,
Center
that's weird. Anyway.
County. I did a lot of work up there, the concrete, a lot of the developments.
Well, anyhow, my whole point was Broom is the only person I ever heard of that went to a petting zoo at the age that he is, And then he
So-
topped it off and then he filmed it and then he put it on the stream. And he's this big time, according to him, romantic guy. That's it. I ain't got nothing. I guess
Well,
you're done.
hold on,
I'm
hold
done.
on. Before we shut down, Patrick,
Hmm.
you need to answer the same question that you asked us.
Okay. I took a girl to I took a nurse girl. Okay, I took that I took one girl. The one girl I was going steady with, she was in the Air Force. We used to just go to matinee movies on a Saturday, and whatever the matinee movie was, even though the matinee movie was like $1.50 or $2 to get in, which would be like $4. After you bought the popcorn and she always wanted Skittles or something, it still turned out to be like 15 fucking bucks. And then the movies were all the matinee movies. I can't even remember what the fuck they were. So, and then we go, she got, I want an ice cream cone. On the way home, I'd stop at whatever the fucking ice cream place. And then we go to Denny's and eat and shit like that. And then this other girl I was fucking with, the nurse, we go to, this other girl. She wasn't a nurse. She worked at a printing shop. I took her to see Forrest Gump. Remember when Forrest Gump came out? That was years ago. But I took her to go see Forrest Gump, and basically, and all the other girls were like one night stands and shit, or hookers or shit like that.
Okay.
Well, Mama did say life would be like a box of
But I
chocolates.
would when I take the other girls I'd take out, we go to McDonald's and shit, fast food or restaurants like Denny's or Mexican restaurants, shit like that.
So like in between,
Or
not like,
also like dude said, buffets. You can always buffets. You always get you can get whatever you want, and you go. Buffets or Mongolian. Mongolian? What do they call that? It ain't a buffet, but Mongolian. You go up there and get a bunch of
Grill.
shit for Yeah, Mongolian grills or
The hibachi grills. See, this one place we have, it's called China House. It's a huge buffet, but then it also has the hibachi in it. Oh man, it's just we just take everybody there all the time. It's just always good food. Friday nights,
But
it's seafood, crab
there's a
legs. you name
China
it.
there's a China house, whatever the fuck you call it. But you can actually, but people don't realize this. You can get the guy to cook, but you got to go up. I don't know why no one knows it. You can go up and get the guy to cook you a steak. You got to go ask them though. They'll cook you a steak even. But no one knows about it, and they don't advertise it. But you got to go ask them. They'll actually
If
cook you like a sirloin steak.
Patrick, I'll get you a secret cheeseburger if you want. Go to Wendy's and ask them for the T-Rex. It's this freaking burger with like 12 fucking patties on it, and they have to give it to you because you asked for it.
Where at Wendy's?
Yeah, certain Wendy's will have it. It's called a T-Rex burger. It's fucking like
But it's
12
not on the
patties on a
menu?
burger. No, they don't listen. They don't want nobody knowing about it. That's one
No,
of those
that's
food
some
secrets.
kind of. I bet that's some kind of faggot shit. That's some.
No, you can look it up. They can actually. It's that food secret guy does that. He gives his food secrets out, and then people actually go and try it, and they're like, "Holy shit, look at this!" It's not all
Well, how
participating
much?
Wendy's.
What is it? Like $50 then?
I don't know what it was. Not in today's money. Probably
If
about
it has,
25.
this saying is when it has 12. How do you fuck you eat it?
I don't know. I haven't figured that fucking part out either.
All right,
All
guys,
right.
I'm gonna have to wrap this one up. I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on here. It was fun. Usually
Yeah.
is. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, it just jumped out. Later, Pat, you grumpy old bastard.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to have to hear a "See you, Pat."
Yeah, fucking guy. Always so grumpy, and then he finally calms the fuck down after he gets it all out of the system.
I think some of it's a show, but some of
Yeah,
it
so
is
I saw him fucking smiling there. That's when he broke character because he's just getting into it too much. I was like, I see you, fucker.
He's
It's-
trolling to some extent, but in any case, it was fun. Take it easy, Gad.
You too, Troms. Till next time.